Buddy, you got any cigarettes on you?
What kind of a question is that?
I don't know. It's just something you're supposed to ask when you're in the slammer.
Back off, Odie. You're the reason I'm in this fix.
Hey, fella, take it easy on the mud.
Who are you and what business is it of yours anyway?
My name is Fast Eddie, and this is my associate, Fluffy. And if you must know, you should be nice to the mutt there because he's the next to go.
Go where?
Look, pal, this here ain't no good ship lollipop over here. This is the city pound. And if no one comes to claim us, it's, if you know what I mean.
How long does Odie have?
Till dawn.
Let's change the subject, okay?
Oh, sure. Would you like to talk about needleprint?
Oh, that would be nice.
Ah, shut up. You'll have to excuse my associate. It was his lack of smarts that got him here to begin with.
Fucked it up. I fucked it up. I'm not happy about it. Not happy about it at all. Fucking. I'm never making lasagna again. It's over. It's over. It's done. What the fuck? Somebody made a song called Smell Your Dick. Smell yo dick. Can we stop with that? Can we stop with that, please? Just say the fucking word. It's not that hard to do. I mean, really. So here's what we're gonna do. Because, I mean, I know where I went wrong. I knew it was gonna be bad. I knew it was gonna be bad as soon as the sauce didn't come out right. Please. Let's see how these cunts do it.
We're going to make one of my favorite things, absolute favorite thing in the whole wide world to do, Sunday gravy. Now, there's been an ongoing argument. Is it gravy? Is it sauce?
Who cares?
You really care. It's got meatballs. It's got brajos. It's got pork. I call it gravy. It's slow cooked.
Brajos, you get
4 or
sucked
5
by
hours.
brajos.
Okay, to
Oh.
start off, we made our meatballs. After you fry your meatballs,
Meatballs, oh god. Ugh. If he's not putting it on, I'm alright with it. This guy's out of breath from breathing. That's not funny. I shouldn't laugh at that.
we got a couple of things. Hot Italian sausage.
No.
Okay, sweet Italian sausage.
Yes.
Pork for the gravy.
What?
And brajol.
Brajol, gabagool, blah blah blah.
Made brajol. You can either use a flank steak. Matter of fact, that's what we're gonna use. So.
All right, come on, guy.
Supermarket, your local butcher.
Butchers. I use everything and I say it at the end of it because I'm fucking Italian. I hate it when people put it on, man. If that's how you talk, it's fine. But I gotta know you're authentic.
Get a flank steak with a little hammer or rough or mallet. We're gonna do real quick.
Oh. All I can think about right now is how badly Doug would be flipping out if he was hearing this guy talk right now. I should censor this video. I should send him this video.
Oh, what you watching?
Very simple. Pound it out. Now,
Oh, I've seen this guy before.
Did you?
Yeah.
I never have.
Her things.
Mhm.
So I think I might have to take this lid off for a little bit.
Probably.
roll it and fill it. What we're going to do, a little bit of salt,
That's a little.
a little bit of black pepper.
Little. That, you know what? Not for nothing, but that was a lot less black pepper than salt. So you can't say salt. It was a little bit when you put less of one and more of the other.
A little bit of fresh garlic.
Garlic. Wash your hands. Wash your fucking hands. God damn, I can't do it with this guy. I can't. Wash your fucking hands. There's a sink right there, cat. Cross contamination. Everything in that kitchen needs to be thrown away now.
I like putting a little bit of parsley.
And I like putting a lot of my contaminations of my meat all over my other shit here.
A little bit of basil.
Yes, I
Chopped
did
up
that.
nice.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, but you're using fresh shit. Maybe that's where I went wrong. But I've done it before, and it's whatever. Whatever.
Now, some people put breadcrumbs, some people put cheese.
What?
I'm going to put just a little bit of shaved Parmesan.
Hold on now. Who said I'm fucking lazy? You better fucking knock that right off. Listen, dude. This is the fucking deal. Hold on, let me figure my shit out here. Lazy. You must be out of your goddamn mind. Where's my fucking picture at? Nothing is going right today. I was trying to do you a fucking favor and keep you entertained. Right? Hold on. There we go. All right. For some reason, I got my camera covered. That's why. Look, it doesn't matter. You don't need my face right this second. Listen, here's the deal. I'm streaming this. And I'm busting your balls. I'm streaming this for right now, just so I can get my shit together. I had a really bad night last night. Really bad, dude. Sick like I've never been sick in my fucking life, dude. It's pretty bad. So, look, I'm trying to get myself together, dude. But I wanted to put something on the channel. I was in no condition to be anywhere other than, where I was. It was really bad. We'll go over everything. We'll talk about it, whatever. But right now, I literally just got back from the store. So I'm going to attempt to eat something, right? And then I will come on here and we can cover everything. I still don't have answers other than I picked up my medicine. I had to go to the store and do that, even though I'm fucking sick, dude. Laziness is not the word to describe me, okay? I spent all night last night throwing my fucking guts up, dude. No bullshit. All night last night, bro. And still had to get up, walk to the fucking pharmacy, go get my medicine, and come back here and do this, which I'm going to do. So, believe me when I tell you, I'm not getting lazy. I was streaming past episodes of the podcast. The original plan was to do a stream of a couple of the podcast episodes, right? To bring over the new year, because every year you're supposed to recap anyway. I had no idea. I have not looked back at what I've created since I started doing this. I had no idea that I'm sitting on fucking what we were going on 3 days worth of streaming podcast episodes. And that's not even scratching the surface of the fucking catalog that I have, dude. But I'm telling you, I took 3 days off because I was so sick. Like, there's no there would have been no purpose for me to be on this fucking camera. None at all whatsoever. Or microphone. But whatever. Look, I was hoping that y'all would understand. Nobody's complaining, right? I mean, I guess that's a good thing. I saw people in the live chat. Don't make no promises. All right. But this is what you want to get me to fucking pop up, bro. I'm like Candyman. Somebody says I'm lazy and then here I fucking come, dude. I just threw everything on hold just to address that. Be like, lazy? What? Fuck out of here. I know you're only fucking around though, dude. That's my guy. I know you guys keep me on my toes. You want to make sure that I'm not just sitting around doing nothing, you know, fucking off when I could be making content. I get it. But you got nothing to worry about. I'm in recovering. I'm trying to take it easy, right? And it takes a lot of energy for me to do this. So you got to work with me here. I'm going to stream this episode of the podcast. I'm going to try to eat something. And if I feel up to it, dude, I'm going to come on here and I'll stream something. I can't promise you I'm going to be full of energy. I'm going to have to bring it down to like this level right here. But we'll fucking go over everything because I got stories. You know, you haven't heard from me in a couple of days. Shit's gone on. I know I missed the podcast on Saturday. I missed it on Saturday. It wasn't intentional. I was fucking really bad last night, dude. How long y'all known me? How long y'all known me? For 2 fucking years, every Saturday, there's been a fucking show and countless YouTube videos. I have never, not one time have I ever missed a fucking day. And if I have, it was made up. There was only one time I can think of. Only one time I can think of. The podcast came a day late. And I put it up immediately that Sunday morning. Outside of that, I've never missed a fucking Saturday before. Yeah, sorry. I'm sure I don't need to defend myself, right? Like, again, I know nobody's I appreciate everybody asking about me. I'm not dead yet, thankfully. I thought I was going down. I really did. If I would have felt the same, if I feel tonight the same way I did last night, I'm going to be very concerned. I'll be going to the hospital, but I hope not. In all seriousness, I don't know what the fuck. I got to quarantine myself, dude. There's a lot we got to catch up on. But this is what happens when you get sick and you don't take your antibiotics and fucking relax. When you try to go out to the store and be a hero because you need food to eat, because you can't send other people to do it themselves, you know what I mean? When you don't have the ability to sit down and recover, you're going to be sick for longer. Yeah, for sure. But you know what? That's all right. He should know. You would hear from me eventually. You know that. I don't know how many of you actually went back while that was streaming, but I was popping in and out from time to time. I did say a couple of things early this morning. You would have to go back. I don't remember what episode was playing when I jumped in. I wrote it down, something with Batman in it. That's all I remember. I was talking about Penguin. But real quick, before I jump back off of this and put the episode 55 back on, I appreciate everybody who asked about me, where I've been, what have I been doing. I've been sick. I've never taken time off. For 2 years, however long we've been doing this for, every single day, I have put content together of some kind. And I'm proud of the fact that doing a 3-day stream doesn't even scratch the surface of the catalog that I've created, so nobody can tell me that I'm lazy and I'm not a fucking hard worker. But people are going to get sick from time to time, right? I'm good twice a year to get really fucked up, minimum. I'm trying to avoid that. We're going to have to get there. But look, dude, I don't get sick often. When I do, though, I get hit really fucking hard. So it is what it is. I got underlying conditions. Could this be related to that? I have no idea. But I got to set up with the weed doctor. I have the money in the bank. It's a matter of making phone calls, getting it set up. We're going to switch from smoking, and we're going directly, if possible, to topicals, edibles, a little bit of flour, just because, you know, once in a while you got to taste the fucking vapors, dude, to keep it classy. Once in a while, but for the most part, we're quitting fucking cigarettes, dude. We're getting it together. Every year people make New Year's fucking resolutions and promises, and they don't do it. I'm not gonna be one of those people. I said I'm gonna do some shit. All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for nobody, right? I said I was gonna quit smoking fucking cigarettes. I'm not buying another pack, plain and simple. Once I go to the doctor, let me not lie to you, I might get one more. Once I go to the doctor, that's it. It's done. The switch is being made. It's strictly weed. That's where my money needs to go. So here's the plan. I need to add this as well. I need to eat, so I got to shut the fuck up. But there's a lot to cover, God damn it. Oh, my God. All right, listen. I got to get a printer. Merch, I've been plugging shit for months. I know times are tough. Everybody just got a stimulus check, so I'm going to use this as an opportunity to try to make money off you, but at least I'm going to be honest about it. We're putting hoodies together, t-shirts. Then you're going to want the hoodie that I got coming. Believe me when I tell you, it's going to be an outrageous price, but when I tell you it's going to be worth it, believe me, I would not steer you wrong. So we gotta take care of that. Big things are coming, dude. But I'm trying to recover too at the same time. So, you know, I'm having ups and downs. I gotta chill out because I've been doing too much. I just had to hit Jen with it today to say that, you know, look, I went to the store today. That's it. Everything else is gonna be done online. And I'm sorry if I'm boring anybody who's stopping and listening, but part of being a fucking broadcaster is to talk about what's going on in your current situation and try to make it entertaining. So that's what the fuck I'm doing. Idiot Abroad videos will be coming. Like I said, I've been shit on camera, dude, so there's no sense in it. If I'm throwing my guts up, how the fuck am I gonna make a video? I can't. I've never taken time off. I know I'm not going to keep harping on it. I brought it up this time. That's it. When I come back, we won't speak on it again. I'm not looking for a pat on the fucking back. All I'm saying is to respect the fucking grind, dude, and my hustle, man. That's it. That's all I'm trying to say. Oh, man. The videos will be coming back. I'm sorry it took a couple of days, but I don't ask for much. Honestly, everybody needs a couple of days off every now and then. And not for nothing, but the amount of content that I have on my channel is disgusting. I could run a fucking television network off of my YouTube channel with the amount of videos that I have. Dude, I could simultaneously run a YouTube channel, a television fucking station, and a pirate radio all at the same fucking time. How much shit I got on my channel. So it's not like I'm leaving you high and dry and you got nothing at all to watch because it's there. People don't know that though. People are lazy. They don't look. It's all about what have you done for me lately, right? What have you done for me lately? I do want to address real quick. I got to grab a drink though. So you know what? I'm gonna pause this here. We'll pick up this conversation in a minute. All right. Enjoy this episode of the podcast. I'm going to listen to a little bit of this because I don't watch my shit after I edit it. Once it's out, it's done. I move on to the next thing. So who knows what the fuck I said and did. Although I will say quickly before I pause, shout out to BCHQ for doing the MOP videos. That's awesome that you love them. The Warriors album is an instant classic, bro, in my opinion. No shit. I know we got the UK and J Project tomorrow. We're gonna do it. We'll have to let me eat dinner, bro, and we'll fucking plan it out. I know it's cutting it close, dude, but I told you I was gonna be there. I'm gonna be there, dude. I'm not gonna fucking leave you hanging, man. We'll figure it out. So yeah, all right, there you go. I did my job. I made an appearance. Y'all heard from me. I'm alive, right? Appreciate everybody who has stopped in, who's watched, who continues to watch, who subscribes, listens to the podcast. Subscribe to it if you haven't already. Rate it. That will do me the favor of making other people, it will make it more visible for other people to see it if you rate it. If you don't want to because my shit is too wild and you don't want people knowing you listen to it, I get it. But at least download it then. That will also help get the word out because we're looking to get sponsorships, dude. So look, merch is moving. We got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got skull caps. I'm gonna design some. I got a couple ideas for a couple of logos and shit. Things are gonna be happening, dude. We're doing this. Strain reviews, edible reviews will be coming, obviously, because that's gonna be my new medication. So through my journey, right, and coming off of the Percocet too, is gonna be part of this. So all that this is a lot going on right here, but it's worth documenting, I think. And if nothing comes of it, at least we share it. We share it together. And that's what matters. If something comes of it, great. The end goal right now for 2021 is to try to get $2,000 in the bank a month. That's it. I know that's not a crazy goal, but we're trying to be realistic. So look, let me shut the fuck up. Let me shut up. Oh, that's no
With
good
the
now.
toothpicks, okay?
Keep it
What I'm gonna
together.
do
Let it
is
breathe.
simply after you stuff it, we're gonna roll it. And make sure you roll it nice and tight. Okay?
High and tight.
Keep rolling and rolling and rolling. When I was a
Come
kid, I used to
on.
watch my grandmother do this.
Me too.
And she didn't tie it with the butcher twine. That's the other way to do it. Very simple.
But my grandmother never stuffed prosciutto because we couldn't afford it. We made chicken cutlets with mayonnaise because it stretched longer than eggs. And fucking, when she made sauce, there was none of this. There was meatballs and there was sauce, and that was it. And that was on a good time. At a good time. But, you know, she worked miracles with barely anything. And I wish I was old enough to remember how she did things because I don't know. I was too young. I had too much shit going on in here. There's too much. I wish I could exchange information and take out some of the dumb shit that I've said to other people from the past and replace it with watching her make food so that I could know. I used to have books of recipes written down, but my fucking mother threw them away. Asshole. I could fucking kill her for that. I'm not gonna.
You want to go in, out, in. Now be careful
Ooh.
when you cook this that you remember the toothpicks in there. Another one to hold it together. And there you have it. Homemade brajol for the Sunday gravy. Now, to start, here's what we're going to do.
I'm gonna contaminate everything in my kitchen here that I'm touching.
And going. Okay?
Okay.
Some olive oil.
I didn't do that.
Now, the trick to this sauce and where all the flavor comes from is the meat. Okay?
Well,
very simple.
I didn't have any. I didn't fucking have any. All right. I know I'm supposed to use a neck bone from a cow. I can't find it in the fucking supermarket anywhere. All of a sudden, nobody has neck bones anymore. I know that's how my aunt did it. I asked her once, how does she make this sauce? And she was offended at the idea that I would ask her for her fucking recipe. She said, you put a fucking bone in it, and that's it. You eyeball everything else. Eyeball everything else. The basil, the parsley, the paprika, the garlic, the onion, all of that. You just eyeball it.
We're gonna take hot Italian sausage,
No, we're not.
sweet Italian sausage.
Yes, we are.
We're gonna get that started.
Started.
Okay, we're gonna get the pork started. Now the sausage
Pork.
already is stuffed. It's sausage. You don't need salt. You don't need pepper. But however, the pork,
Pork
you will
chops.
season it, a little salt,
That's not little.
a little pepper.
That's no.
There you go.
All
And remember,
right.
season both sides.
Obviously.
Again, a little
Cut the
salt,
fat off. What are you
There you have it.
doing?
a little pepper. Get
Gabagool.
that browning as well.
What? Oh, this guy's
Get your
infuriating me.
brajol up in there.
Brajol, get your brajol in
Now, a
there.
little trick too.
That's what she said. Oh,
Since we already fried the meatballs, what
balls.
I used to do, my grandmother used to do, we used to take the grease from the meatballs
Yep,
and
and
use that
put
to
it in
start
the
the
sauce.
gravy.
Yep.
and start that and sauteing all your meat in.
Yes.
Now, once that's going, it's
Okay.
gonna be going for a little bit.
Right.
You want to add your garlic. Now you don't.
How long is a little bit, sir? I'm here to learn. A little bit is not helpful.
Because the garlic's gonna burn. You want to get the meat going. You want to get it nice golden brown.
Everything is
Matter of
contaminated.
fact, take a look at that. Look at that. That's absolutely beautiful. You got your sausage, your
No,
pork.
it isn't. It's
right.
not cooking. What are you doing? Oh my God, I can't do this. It's not cooking. It's all in there at the same time.
Now
Look,
let's
look
be
at that.
quiet for a
Look at
little
that.
while. You
Look at
got-
that. The fucking sausage is on the sausage. Now I'm saying it like him now. The sausage is on top of the fucking pork chop. It's not cooking. And anything that is cooked is on top of raw meat. That's no good. What are we giving food poison for the fucking holidays?
got your Italian sausage, your hot sausage, your brajols, your meatballs, everything else. Now, like I
Ugh.
said earlier, you don't want to throw in the garlic at
Don't
the very
you
beginning
don't put wine in there. Don't do that. Don't be that guy.
because it's gonna burn. So what we're gonna do? Take a few cloves of garlic,
Right.
smash
Jen
them
did
down a
this.
little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Jen
very
did that.
quick, very simple.
Right.
Now it's been another long, ongoing debate. Does onion go? No. Usually they cancel out the two. You know, some people, every family
Well-
does a Sunday gravy different. Everybody's got their.
Well, I should have. That would have been helpful. Maybe that's where I fucked up, because we put onion, we put garlic cloves in it, minced nice, because we don't like chunks in this household. We don't do chunks. And I put a gang of garlic powder, onion powder. I mean, because I don't like onions like that. The flavor I don't mind. I don't like chunks of onion and all that. If I eat an onion ring, it would be like once a year. That's it. I'm not really into it. But I understand onion is essential for flavoring. So we use the powder. Always, I even hit my grandmother to that when I was younger. Like, dude, can we not do chunks, please? You know, anything chunky is no good. I don't want that. I don't want that. Because she used to make it chunky. I literally just eat the meatballs with no sauce on it because I don't like chunks. But then my friend's mom made her sauce with no chunks in it, which is beautiful. Beautiful. That's how I like it. Or I would just pick out the chunks of onion, the chunks of garlic. I don't like that. I don't like the textures. I'm weird, okay? I understand, take the percentage of Italian away from me if you want to. It is what it is.
Their own tradition, their own way. Some put wine, some don't put wine.
Yeah,
My
no.
mother makes it. She puts a half an onion. She browns it. Doesn't mean it's wrong. No, it means absolutely nothing. Whatever you like, you do. But there is a rule to this.
I appreciate
You gotta
it.
have the pork, the beef, and the meatballs.
That's too much. It's
Okay.
too much. But we're two people. If we were cooking for a family, which I understand is the structure of Sunday dinners, we're a big family, but we're not a family. It's Jen, the cat, the dog, and myself. That's it. And they can't eat all of that.
Like I said, we're gonna add a little bit of garlic now.
Okay. Contaminated.
Get that going.
He says get it going. He hasn't looked at it
Okay.
in
Now once
at least 3
brown,
minutes.
What I like to do, again, some people put wine,
Ugh.
some people don't put any wine, some people drink a little wine.
Dude, it's contaminated. What do you
But I
do?
like to add
I
a little
can't.
wine because what it does
I
is once
can't.
the meat cooks and you got all that brown, all that goodness on the bottom of the pan,
Ugh.
the wine's gonna help lift that up. and
See
bring
what
out some
happens?
flavor. So,
See what happens when you contaminate your food? You can't say sentences right. That's what happens. That's no good.
we're gonna add a little red wine.
A little? That's a half a bottle, you fucking psycho.
And we're gonna add a lot of red wine. Why not?
Just
Okay, we're gonna let that go for a few seconds.
don't throw it out. It's trash now. You can't. This guy's fucking. You know, people want to talk about me sounding like I do more drugs than Keith Richards. This fucking guy's immune system has to be the strongest thing on the face of the fucking planet. We should just take strains of his blood to test it against the fucking flu and Ebola for vaccines, dude. You want to cure AIDS? This is it right here. We use this guy's fucking bloodstream because salmonella can't catch a breath of fresh ass for nothing.
And what we're gonna do is add our tomatoes. And again, when you go through all the trouble of doing this and all the hard work, use a good quality tomato. What we
Okay.
have here is just a couple of cans of crushed tomato. Buy your favorite brand, preferably San Marzano. Open them up.
I had the green
Two
one.
cans of tomato. Okay, and the trick to this too, low and slow. Tomato.
Real quick. I want to show you something. This is what I'm going to cut this into fours. Oh shit. I'm going to cut this into fours. It's not the point. If you're going to get a sub and you don't want your bread to be fucking soggy, this is a trick that I've learned. If you want to store, eat half of it now and eat half later. This is the way you want to do it. If you got your means, whatever, look. Bread by itself in a bag, lettuce by itself in the bag, and you could separate the meat and the cheeses into their separate bags if you wanted to. Then, now I toss this in the refrigerator and it'll be like I just ordered it as soon as I pull it out. It's not soggy, it's fresh, it tastes fucking good, and everybody is happy. Now, if you don't mind, I'm actually going to attempt to eat some of this. As bad of a decision as it probably is, I am hungry, dude. So I will let you get back to this podcast flashback, whatever the hell we're calling it.
This is one thing you don't want to rush. Okay,
Okay.
probably have from this point at least 3 hours to 5 hours minimum. You want that meat nice and soft. You want it to cook, and when you do it, use a wooden spoon. Turn the gravy really slow.
And then you can
Sunday
also
gravy.
And then you can also beat your grandkids and or your children with it when they come in the kitchen and try to steal something out of whatever is finished, or they try to sneak a taste out of the pot. You beat them with the fucking spoon. That's how you do it. That, or at least that's how they did it back in the day, man. Anybody that's been around this official knows exactly what I'm talking about right now. No shit.
Sunday sauce, call it what you will. Meatballs, brajol, Italian sausage, hot Italian sausage pork. Now to finish it, we've been going about 3-4 hours. We're gonna put a lot of fresh basil, tomato basil. In Italian, like peanut butter and jelly. It's the perfect marriage.
I do like basil.
Let's finish that and get a little nuts.
Bro,
Okay, we're finishing with our fresh basil.
I can't.
Again, most people don't do this.
Parmesan,
I happen to
right?
like it. A little granulated onion.
You just said no onion. You just said no onion, you fuckface. You said the onion cancels out the garlic. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? You can't do both. You lied to me, sir. I don't appreciate it.
And a little granulated garlic. And like I said, this ain't the cheap jar stuff. We make this ourselves.
Ah, well, you know what?
Okay.
Good for you. Good. I'm glad that you have the. You know what? I don't belong making fucking sauce, gravy, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I was raised up calling it gravy, but people get aggravated when you do that. And I don't like to get it confused because some people will say you said gravy and they're bringing me this brown shit. Like, what the fuck is. No. No, dude, we don't do that. And then for anybody that's wondering, I don't do the 7 fishes. You know what I mean? I don't like seafood. I don't fuck with clams. I don't do fish. I don't do any of that. I sound like the nanny that they interviewed in Mrs. Doubtfire. I don't do bathtubs. I don't do homework. That's my food list. I don't do all this. Which, damn it, I was about to refer you to an episode that's no longer up anymore because I don't know how to not say things that are RPC.
Give these sauce a last and final start. And now here we go to the plate. We got some cooked rigatoni.
Get the fuck out of here with those goddamn noodles. Angel hair all day. I understand why you're doing that. That's the go-to. We don't do that. I'm out of here. I can't do it. Never trust a skinny cook. That's true. You know it's legitimate. The guy's immediately out of breath. Don't put too many onions in the sauce. Meanwhile, it's all he's putting in there is fucking onions. This fucking guy. I'm as Irish as it gets, and let me say, I'd be proud to share a meal with this man. Food is cooked with love. Where are you gonna get that, bro? But it's contaminated. That's no good. See, I can't do this. I'm out. I can't do it. I fucked it up. I bought the canned shit. I got 2 cans of tomato sauce because I don't like chunks. That's why I didn't do crushed tomatoes. I got a can of tomato paste, the little one. It's like, I don't know, a few inches big, right? Got some of that shit. Had the onions, did everything nice. Throwing a gang of paprika where, you know, it should have been hot. Now I don't like hot, so what I try to do, because of the acid reflux and all that, we throw a little brown sugar in it. I know some people don't like that because it makes it a little too sweet. But brown sugar, a drop of white sugar, just a little bit, not enough to give you diabetes, just enough to offset the heat a little bit. Right? Then obviously the basil, parsley, oregano, shit like that. But I fucked it up. And I'm depressed because what sucks is when I tasted the sauce before we did the shit to it, it tasted okay. It wasn't to my standards, but again, there was no meat in it. There was nothing in it. I took a little bit of, we had sweet Italian sausage because we don't do hot sausage. So I put the oils from the sausage into the pasta sauce, hoping that would help. Oh, butter as well, just to get it in there. I don't know why. It's supposed to help it not burn. It's probably bullshit. I don't know. I did it once. I've done it twice to memory. Well, where I was like, dude, this is as good as I remember it being. And instead of ground beef, I'd mince sausage after I cook it right off the fresh off the grill, dude. Get the fuck out of here. That's how you know it's official. Not this shit that I did today. We don't have a grill anymore because we're not allowed to have one. So I looked up a thing on the internet and I boiled it like they said to a light boil or a simmer as they call it, right? And then I threw it on a pan. I seared it, which made it rubbery and gross. That's no good. So I learned, can't do that. Can't do that. That's no good. I don't know what we're gonna do. We layer it out. We got the polio ricotta. We got the fucking mozzarella. or mozzarella, as some people would say. You know, you do the whole deal, you spread it around nice, whatever, layer it up, and then you put the sausage on every layer in between. So it's nice when you cut out a square, when you pull it out. I mean, normally you would get ground beef, but because ground beef has been shady lately, and I don't fuck with pork heavy really anymore. And it's not for religious reasons. I don't know, man. I've been doing mostly poultry lately. Like all chicken, I've kind of steered away from ground beef and a lot of pork. Rarely do pork chops. Don't get me fucked up. Like I'll make baby back ribs or regular ribs, whatever. But outside of that, I'm not really fucking with pork that much. And the meat, I gave up the beef because honestly, it's not good. I've attempted to make tacos 3 times since we moved here. Every single one of them has come out like shit. Not all the way my fault. Too much cartilage. The meat just doesn't taste the same anymore. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm not into it. I don't like it. So, you know, we don't fuck around. I know how to take care of a chicken. You know what I mean? I could do it. I could do it right. I can fuck up some cutlets. Guarantee you I could fuck up some cutlets. If I have the time, if I have the right amount of medication, because it takes me, honestly, the whole process for chicken cutlets probably takes me like 4 hours. And most of that time is filleting it out and cutting out as much of the fat as possible, which sucks because that leaves very little chicken left. But I don't like the last thing I want in a chicken cutlet, dude, is when I go to bite into it, that I get this rubbery feeling from all the fat that was on there. I don't like I want just straight chicken meat. I noticed when I was gonna say that, so you know, phrasing, but I don't like that. So I'll cut the top, I'll fillet the top out, flip it around, cut the bottom out. The biggest pain in the ass lately has been getting the sides of the fat off. It's been a problem. It's been a real problem. So much so it's to the point where I'm almost ready to give up chicken and just never eat again. Because honestly, I don't know what to do with myself. I really don't. Because it's not up to my quality and standards. The food has dropped down tremendously. It's just not good. I mean, we tried to make a turkey. Look, I've had a series of bad events, man. Tried to make a turkey. The oven shut off. We put it on 170 to cook it overnight, right before Thanksgiving. Right. We put it in the oven, cover it with tin foil like we're supposed to do. A little bit of water on the bottom, which I did a turkey. It's on the channel, on the YouTube channel. You should go check that out. If you're interested, if you're anything like me, I had to learn the hard way. And luckily, somebody helped me. Can't remember your screen name off the top of my head. But when I started doing live streams, she kind of walked me through how you got to rinse the blood off and all that stuff. And I just saw something on the news recently that says, like, they're trying to get you to not rinse the turkey anymore because of contamination. Don't you worry about that. I got my kitchen solid, dude. Because once that bird goes into that tray and it gets covered with butter and all the essentials, when that motherfucker goes in the oven, it's everything is getting wiped down, scrubbed. No bullshit, dude. We gotta open the fucking windows in full blast. It doesn't matter what temperature it is outside because it's gonna smell heavy in here because everything gets scrubbed down. You cannot fuck around with contamination. That is my biggest deal. Maybe it's OCD. I don't know. I have no idea. But I make sure I clean everything thoroughly. Like to the point where when the shit is in the oven cooking, the dishes are getting washed, and then after that everything gets wiped down. It's a long and strenuous process, but it's worth it so that I don't have to go to lean up against the counter and go, fuck, did I clean that? I don't want none of that in my life. And I touch my face a lot, so the last thing I'm gonna do is touch a contaminated area and then rub my eye or something, and then I'm fighting for my life in the hospital. No good. We can't have that. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. The turkey was fucked up. We covered it. We put it in the oven. We go to bed at like 2 in the fucking morning. I wake up at 8 a.m. I come out here into the kitchen. Well, here I'm in the computer room right now. Computer slash sewing room. This is the creative zone, the activity area, the arts and or crafts, whatever you would prefer. I got a mannequin next to me right now. I got paintings in the back over here, which by the way, shit is for sale, bro. If you hit the fucking Instagram page and you see some shit that you like and you go, that would look dope hanging in my house, you could buy it. You could buy it. I got the hookup. I fucked the artist, bro. It's all good. You can get it if you want it. Well, not the art, I mean. Anything else, we're gonna have a problem. But don't worry about that. We're not talking about that right now. I'm saying, if you see something, like, genuinely, if you see something that you think is really cool and you would like to buy it, hit me up, dude. I'll work something out with you. Dead serious. You want a custom job done? We'll work it out. We'll get a price down, whatever. We're not crazy around here. I'm not looking to rip everybody off. At the same time, I don't want her to get ripped off. The amount of hours, the way that I do my chicken cutlets is the way that she does her artwork. Hours and hours go into this shit, dude. It's not a joke at all. Shit is very serious. Really serious. Especially when she's doing some shit. So, I don't want to see her get taken advantage of. I don't care who you are. I don't care what company you represent. Her artwork is not going in your fucking dumpy magazine for you to own all the rights to it for the rest of the time that you're in circulation. That's not happening. We're not doing that. We're running royalties here. Thankfully, I listen to rap music, so I learn a lot about, owning your masters, essentially, where you got to know you never give them the rights to your shit if you can help it. No 360 deals around here. It's a whole separate conversation. I'm telling you, go check out the Instagram at Laughing Birds Pod. Artwork's on there. Clips to the podcast are on there. I fuck around and do live streams from time to time on there. I don't have a set schedule yet. But that's because I have no idea what I want to do. I'm all over the fucking place. I said I was going to stop making YouTube videos, and then here I go making YouTube videos that just flop. Fucking Nakatomi Plaza, dude. Just to the ground. No good. I can't do it. I gotta just stick with the podcast and leave it alone. That's what works. That's what works. Because fucking around, I lose more people than I gain, which is fine. I get it. I get it. It's just that I feel like I should always be doing something. I want to be creative, and I don't ever know how long that I have. That's part of the problem. Is I always feel like, well, I might not wake up tomorrow. Or if I wake up tomorrow my legs don't work, that's going to take precedence over doing anything in this room, because how am I going to get here? And then, that's heavy business. So you never know. The MS could flare up tomorrow and I might not ever be able to talk again. Some people would throw a party. I understand. I'm just saying, I always feel like I got to do something. Always. So I got to try to relax and just be okay with, look, dude, we're all the way into January already. It's December 14th, Terminator timeline right now. You know, this shit's probably not coming out until late January 2020. Because we don't fuck around. We don't fuck around. We do shit big around here. Because you might as well. You might as well. What else are you gonna do? Especially when I'm passionate about shit. It's just a fine line between maintaining a life outside of this and then doing this. Because I feel like, you know, for the people that show up, even though it's free, I want to give you your money's worth, right? Like you could be watching anything. And instead, you decide to come here and check out whatever I'm doing. You know, I want to make sure that I got something for everybody. But, you know, anyway, the fucking oven turned itself off. So the whole turkey, we wound up cooking it from 8 in the morning till 6 o'clock at night. And the whole thing wound up going in the fucking garbage because it didn't cook right. I mean, dude, I'm telling you, a couple of pieces, the bubble got set in, and we were like, all right, this is food poisoning right here if we fuck around with this. So I don't like to waste, but that was no good. You couldn't feed that to the fucking dog. It was no good. Had to toss it. So, you know, I don't know, man. I guess you gain a skill and you lose a skill. I lost the ability to make sauce. I could do a turkey now. Well, we're going to see because I got one in the refrigerator right now. There's Christmas coming up soon, and I got another turkey in the freezer. So, you know, we're going to find out if, you know, this time it'll come out good. But there's other shit that I wanted to talk about while I was here. Oh, yeah, well, real quick, we'll go over the meals. Lasagna is off the table from now on. Until I can find somebody to help me get through the recipe, the right ingredients, the way to do it, I'm not touching it anymore. It's a goddamn shame that I can't do it right. Especially because I wanna I built a bit of a reputation for myself. Like it's to the point where, you know, some of the neighborhood cats are like, dude, like I'll try your shit. If you're gonna do some shit, I definitely want to try it. Which I'm flattering, 100%. But I can't give them garbage. That lasagna in there ain't fit for a dog. It tastes like straight salt. I don't know what the fuck happened. I didn't even use that much salt. But that was the whole point. I think before I go off something else was, you know, it tasted okay. I put it in with the shit, and then it comes out and it tastes straight salty, no other flavor. I don't know what went wrong. I'm not sure what happened, but it's heartbreaking because that could have been 4 days worth of food right there. Obviously, not all at the same time, but you know, that's why I like meals like that because it will last us for a few days. Like, bro, there's nothing better when you can stretch lasagna out for a day or two and then switch to something else. Or when we make the turkey, you know, eating some turkey and some potatoes, some mashed potatoes, and then being feeling full for most of the day where I only gotta eat twice. Beautiful. It's a great feeling because then I don't have to be cranky because I'm hungry. I don't have to worry about what am I going to eat because I already know where it is. I know what it is. I know it's going to be good. Drop a little bit of salt and pepper on that shit before I nuke it after it's cooked, obviously. And I do fuck with the dark meat as well, if anybody's wondering. A lot of people don't, but you know, I will. On like the third day when all the white meat is well, the white meat will make it maybe a day and a half. Maybe. Jen's tearing the skin up. You know, shit's happening. The dog is eating the giblets, the heart, and whatever else. The cat wants a piece of the action. Everybody gets a little bit, but I'm the only one that really fucks with the dark meat, so I eat that shit as well. But now I got sidetracked again. See, I don't know, dude. It's over. It's over, which sucks. Tacos are off the table. Lasagna is off the table. Chicken cutlets are okay as long as I can find the right chicken, which as of late has been extremely difficult to do. Breakfast sandwiches are no problem. Pork roll, egg, cheese on preferably a honey wheat English muffin. If not, diner style toast. That's a treat, though. You can't eat that every day. That's not good for you. They're called a heart attack for a reason. If you've never heard of this, a heart attack is it's usually on a roll. It's usually on a roll, but you have to improvise when you don't have money. So, what it is, we'll say that we have a roll, right? You have your roll. Some people put butter on the roll, but it's a little much. It's a little much. Maybe once, and as thin as I can get it. But I really don't even like doing that. It's a little much for me, dude. So here's how it goes down. You break the roll in half. You can do this two ways. You can either, depending on the size of what you're working with, if it's toast or an English muffin, you're gonna want to rip up the pieces of the pork roll once it's cooked, or the tail or ham, whatever the fuck you call it, and put little pieces down. Or if you're on a roll, you can drop the whole thing on there, but then you got to really work through it. So it's better to break it up into small pieces. Then you drop an egg on that motherfucker. Right? You have the option to put some cheddar cheese on it. Vermont style is one that I really enjoy. Sharp Vermont is good. The New York is alright, but I like the Vermont better. Thin slice. Like maybe use a potato peeler and cut like 2 little slices. Drop that on there, on the egg. Or, well, you're supposed to put the cheese on the pork roll right when it's finished cooking before you pull it off of the pan. Oh, and, well, most importantly, don't forget, take your pork roll and just like chicken cutlets, you gotta put a plate out separately from whatever you're gonna be eating on. Put paper towels on it and put your pork roll onto the paper towel so it will drain. You don't want all that extra grease in your life. I mean, sure, for some people it enhances the flavor, but you're already eating a bunch of shit that is not good for you. If you can cut a little bit of the grease out, it's gotta help. So make sure you do that, which is most of the reason why a lot of the times I wind up putting a little bit of the cheese on the egg so that I can make sure that both sides of the pork roll are dried with as much of the grease as possible off of it, right? So pork roll, egg, cheese, salt, pepper if you want to get crazy, a little bit of oregano or parsley, whatever you prefer. And then you drop another layer of pork roll and one more egg on that motherfucker, and that is a heart attack. At least that's how I do it. Some people roll with ketchup. I don't fuck with that. I eat it straight. Like a shot of Johnny Walker, dude, just straight and just keep it moving, man. So there's that. I do want to bring up some other shit. I've been rambling on about food for a while, but I'm heartbroken that I can't do this shit right anymore, dude. But I don't even remember why the fuck I walked in here. I know lasagna was a big part of what I wanted to speak about. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Fuck. I mean, I feel bad. If you follow the Instagram page or even the YouTube, I do live streams. BCHQ sent me a video. If you're unaware of who he is, he runs a reaction channel, which I know I plug everybody, but I'm trying to help out, man. Is if I can help build people up, that's good for me. Supposed to do some shit on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, but I also have a play that I have to go to. You know, one of the neighbor's kids having a play that he's in. He has us to come, so I got to do that. So I got to work out a time schedule with that dude. I don't know how the fuck that's going to work. It's gonna be a fucking mess. But that's if the plans hold up. But he sent me a video where he was talking to a dude about OCD, right? Now I don't know if this is his friend. I don't know who this guy is, but I don't like the way that he conducted the quote unquote interview. I understand in the moment he probably felt like he didn't have a lot to work with, and I'm not even trying to diss you, B. It's just that, you know, I understand how difficult it can be to talk about shit like this. You get a little intimidated. But I mean, like the guy's half paying attention, or so it seems. I don't know the man personally. I don't know the relationship that they have, so I'm not going to judge. And I should definitely not talk shit, considering that I stepped on this dude the last time that we tried to have this conversation, running my yapper about my own fucking problems, which is I still feel bad about, beat myself up over. But you know, I didn't like the way that it went down. You know, while this guy is trying to talk about a workshop that he put together, this dude's plugging his fucking Instagram and his Twitter and all of that. You know, I'm not into that. But whatever. So I'm gonna try to make it right when he comes on the channel on Wednesday. We're gonna be putting some shit together that will be coming out in the future. Unless I've offended him. Because he asked me to watch the video and let him know what I think of it. And he already knows I'm honest and straight to the point. I don't fuck around. If I did some shit, you know, that he was not necessarily a fan of, I would like him to tell me. Which I'm sure one of those things would be the email that I wrote to him, where I was like, dude, you know, this guy sucks. Straight up, that's what I said. This guy sucks. And I said all of I don't know the relationship, but everything I just said to you, I wrote to him. Like, you know, no offense, but I feel like it could have been done better. When you come back on the channel, we're going to do it right this time. You know, I want him to be able to tell the shit that he wants to say properly. And I don't feel like he had the opportunity to do that. But I'm not the greatest to ever do it, so I shouldn't talk shit. The guy was trying to do a cool thing. I mean, obviously, we all have things that don't go so well. You can go all the way back to, yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt, but do you know where SKK's wood cleaner?
Wood cleaner?
Yeah, I did the without in the living room, and I did this table. Yeah. But he was like a wood cleaner.
I don't know why I thought it was some kind of a thing that, you know, some kind of a,
Well, I should have said does cleaner.
yeah.
Yeah,
Can you grab me a
the
drink?
drink.
Yeah. You can go all the way back to Out the Gate Pod. And this is the last time I'm gonna mention those fucks because they don't reciprocate when I do them the favor of plugging them. So fuck them. As far as that's concerned. Again, I don't know those dudes personally, but when I put a fucking tweet out and I tag you in it, I know you read your mentions, bro. Like, you could at least fucking retweet it. I mean, it's helping y'all. And you can laugh at me. And if you don't want to go all the way back, because that was the first guest that was ever on the podcast, outside of the former co host. But you will soon in January be able to listen to, should call it Black Box 2, with featuring Felix Levine from the Where's This Going podcast. I reached out to this guy, and he was kind enough to be like, "Oh, sure, I'll do it." Everything went wrong. In my mind, everything went wrong. I mean, even so severely to the point where I got up to take a leak real quick, and the mic picked it up. I can't imagine the horror that must have been going through this guy's head. And I was the first show that he did outside of his own, which I'm sorry to anybody else who tries to have him on. I didn't mean it for it to be like that. Everything was just fucked up, dude. Everything was fucked up. You know, I was all over the place with the questions. I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it at all. He says it's fine. I sent him the video link. Hopefully, he'll cut a clip out that he likes and he'll post it on his channel because he has some big names on his channel. And I figured I'll try to help him grow and we could do a collaboration, try to show these motherfuckers what the Island of Misfit Toys is up to. Because that's essentially what Laughing at Birds podcast is. I'm trying to help other motherfuckers. Even though most people are suckers that, you know, have bodyguards that they think they're too big for their own fucking good. If I reach out to you to try to get you on my podcast, it's to help you, stupid, so that the few people that listen to my shit will know you exist. It's the point. It's supposed to help each other. Instead, everybody's treating this shit like comedy in the 90s, whereas now I'm just about me and fuck you. That's no good, but whatever. So we're not really fucking with guests that much anymore. Because I don't know how to conduct myself. I get too nervous trying to talk to other people. You know, it never goes the way that I want it to go. It's always terrible. I always hate it. Hate it. Like, hate it. For real. I beat myself up for weeks after I record one of those. And all I think about is how they must be like, what a fucking joke this guy is. To think that he can do this and get away with it. Whatever. You know, some people like Felix can reach out to people and have guests on and it comes out professional and courteous and all that. I try to do it and it's a hot mess. Even when BC comes on, because he's been a strong feature on the channel lately. But, you know, me and him have a good back and forth with one another when I shut the fuck up and let the man speak. We have a decent back and forth. I feel comfortable speaking to him. Like I've known him for a while, even though we haven't really been speaking for that long. It's odd. But you pick up on it right away when that connection is not there. You know, I'm hyping this episode up to be trash. But people like watching a car wreck, so, you know, hopefully you'll enjoy it. Hopefully it'll be better than the goddamn lasagna that I fucking attempted to make. There was, seriously, there was other shit that I wanted to bring up, and I can't. I should have wrote it down. I knew I should have wrote it down, and I fucking didn't. Because there was three different things that I wanted to bounce around with, and I can't remember any of them for the goddamn life of me. One of them had something to do with comedy. I know that. Stand-ups. I wanted to. I did an episode. I think it was 3 or 4 comedy greats where I literally took a moment and I wrote down all of the stand-up comics that I could think of that were just straight killers. And you know, it's a great list, but I feel like I need to revisit that. You know, I don't know, man. I should probably just fucking wrap this up, dude. I can always revisit it later. It's not that big of a deal. Plus, I got a whole bunch of other shit that, you know, still I have to work through, figure out what's gonna go and what's not. It's been it's been a bad run. It's been a bad run, dude. Like, it hurts me. Like, I don't have children, but when I fuck up a meal like this, it feels like I've lost a child. And I know that's wild for me to say. But honestly, like the amount of effort and love that I put into these fucking things, when it doesn't turn out right, I'm fucking heartbroken, man. Well, I shouldn't say lost a child. It's like a relationship has been ended. You know, oh well, that was the other thing. Was when I was doing a live stream on Instagram earlier today. Doug popped in for a little while. Let me know he's alive, busy working and shit. And I made the fucking stupid mistake of sending him a text message because I felt like I didn't talk to him enough when he was in there, but he never got back to me. I'm sure he's busy doing 100 things, but now my brain is like, oh, you shouldn't have did that, stupid. You know, he was just stopping by for a moment. There was no reason for you to do that. Now it's weird. Like, it's not weird. You're making it weird by thinking that way. But he should know. He should know. He should know what I'm talking about. I overthink everything, dude. I can't help it. Now I'm beating myself up for sending him the text message being like, so what are they having you do? You know, I thought I saw you doing some things in different places, you know, that was work related. I was curious about that. I love to have him on the podcast sometime, but that's not going to happen. Again, because I'm too outrageous. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to bring up too. Well, we could talk about that another time. Let me write it. Let me write it down. Hold on. Scale attack. I'm writing it down because, you know, I was talking about small people not wanting to fuck with me. And what's fucked up is I was super into this game. And I wanted to have these guys on the podcast just because, I like the game and I like all of them and I thought it would be a cool thing to do, but they were upfront and honest, which I can't be mad. They were like, dude, honestly, there's no benefit for us to do your shit. You don't have enough people behind you. Like maybe if your numbers went up, I even did a let's play with it and they were cutting promotions for it, but they didn't want to use mine. So I thought to myself like, dude, damn, if people I know are like, bro, there's no benefit for us to do your podcast, then why bother reaching out to a stranger? Clearly the numbers aren't there. Just leave it alone. Stay to yourself. You know, Stay to your corner in the sandbox. And I'm not even saying that to be shitty. It's a great game. If you haven't downloaded the demo, you should download it. Go to skelettack.com, I think it's called. Drop your email, download the demo. They won't spam you. They've never spammed me, which is a beautiful thing. I appreciate it. Spam email is another podcast for a later time. But, great game. Honestly. A lot of fun. Just sucks that I wouldn't have been able to get those dudes on this podcast. When I say I know them, I don't mean I hang with them and I know them personally. Like I've had interactions with them in passing. Which, I mean, what are you gonna do? I don't. I think that's what I'm gonna. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna stay to myself, man. Because when this shit with Felix went sideways, and I don't know how he feels about it, but I have no problem calling myself out. So it has nothing to do with him. It's me, and the shit, the way that I did things and stumbled over words and all that. Either way, I really enjoyed having Felix on. It'd be great to don't even finish that sentence because then you just sound thirsty and we don't want that. It was fun to have the dude on the podcast and, hopefully he enjoyed himself and that's it. Clearly, the guy doesn't need my fucking help. He's got killer names on his show. I just, hope I didn't fuck him up too much, but I think I gave him a good lesson. I think I gave him a good lesson in podcast, which is that, even if somebody has a good intention to have you on, doesn't necessarily mean that's going to go great, even if I want it to. So hopefully, after that airs, more people will have him on and, he'll get the recognition that he deserves. Meanwhile, we're going to stay to ourselves and I don't think I'm gonna have another guest on for a while. Outside of the regular haunts that have been stopping by, I don't think I'm reaching out to anybody new. I'm still waiting on Alice Little's media, the Bunny Ranch media manager, to let me know when he wants to come on. If he still does. If he doesn't, I understand the man is busy, so I don't want to. But that's the other thing too is I don't want to. I don't want to bug him. I know he's got a lot of shit going on. But maybe when I get my confidence back up a little bit, I'll shoot him another message because we did have a short back and forth. So we'll see what happens with that. Other than that, staying to myself for a while. I don't want to put myself through it anymore. And I got enough content to at least get through January. So I got some more shit I gotta throw together. It's not all gonna be happy, happy, joy, joy, but I've been a little heavy handed on the podcast lately because I did go back and listen to some of the earlier episodes, and they seemed a lot more fun than a few that I've done as of recently. So I gotta try to get back into a better mood. But this shit is gonna happen. It's real life, dude. This is a real life podcast about real life shit. So I can't promise you it's gonna be happy and funny every single time. But I would imagine part of the reason why you come around and you check it out is because it embodies something that is genuine, transparent, authentic, whatever word you want to use. With that all being said, I fucking rambled on for an hour in here. That's crazy. I honestly wasn't expecting it to last that long. We'll edit all this shit later, and whenever this comes out, I'll probably wind up catching you guys in February, Saturday's Laughing at Birds podcast at Laughing Birds on Twitter, at Laughing Birds Pod on Instagram, Laughing Birds website. Links are in the description for all the deals, Spotify, iTunes, and a gang of other podcast platforms. Rate it, do all that shit. Catch you next week.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Welcome.
So I figured I would show you this. Anchor was doing a deal on Twitter, and I just decided to check their page by chance. And you're like, oh, we're looking for podcasts to maybe feature on a thing or whatever. I know they're not going to pick mine, but I said, fuck it. Because they said, oh, if it's a good fit, we'll let you know.
You gonna eat a bowl of poop, bitch?
Yeah, all right. Mm-hmm. I believe you.
Fuck you.
But, whatever. I don't care. It's a good thing that I know. I know that I'm not. I'd rather not be mainstream and be comfortable than try to appeal to everybody and reach nobody. But they sent me this and they said, in the meantime, check this out. Grow your podcast audience. All right. So, it's no surprise to the question we receive most often from podcasters. How do I grow my audience? Since podcast discovery. Hold on now. I'm going to switch. I have a video for this one. I just ate a little bit of my sandwich. I'm going to finish it though. But I'm going to switch to the video version of this. Audio is available on the podcast platforms, but this is a video for the same episode, I'm pretty sure, that I made on YouTube, I think. So give me a second. I'm just going to switch it over. Plus, you don't have to stare at a thumbnail the whole time. It gives you something to look at if you're into that sort of thing. Let's start this over again. So I figured I would show you this. Anchor was doing a deal on Twitter, and I just decided to check their page by chance. And you're like, oh, we're looking for podcasts to maybe feature on a thing or whatever. I know they're not going to pick mine, but I said, fuck it. Because they said, oh, if it's a good fit, we'll let you know. Yeah, all right. I believe you. But, whatever. I don't care. It's a good thing that I know. I know that I'm not. I'd rather not be mainstream and be comfortable than try to appeal to everybody and reach nobody. But they sent me this and they said, in the meantime, check this out. Grow your podcast audience. All right. So, it's no surprise to the question we receive most often from podcasters: how do I grow my audience? Since podcast discovery is largely dependent on word of mouth, gathering new listeners can feel like a difficult task. That's why we put together these tips for growing your audience, because whether you've had a show for a little while or are just starting out, everyone deserves a chance to be heard. And they know what my thing is, dude. Because these are my stats. I mean, of course they are. Who the fuck else do you know is in America, the UK, Canada, Australia, Sweden, France, and Belgium? Me, motherfucker, that's who. Across all platforms: Android, Windows, Mac, iPhone. We're not fucking playing around, man. So, this will be interesting because when I first started, before I started doing the podcast, I read up on this shit. How do you do this? How do you grow? What do you do? And I read a lot of the beginning paragraph of this. Before you commit to any particular growth strategy, try to narrow down your intended audience. In case part of you thinking my podcast is for everyone, keep in mind that the key to growing your listeners is to find your niche. Instead of casting a wide net and trying to appeal to as many people as possible, pinpoint the unique value of what your podcast brings to the world and consider the audience who is most likely to listen to your show. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. I know where you are. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're into. I have no idea. So, I mean, that's still a mystery to me, even though people do listen. I don't know why. What brought them in? Did somebody hip them to it? Was it something they came across the YouTube, the Twitter, the Instagram, the newly made Facebook page? I don't know. But let's continue reading this because that sentence used to aggravate the shit out of me. Like, okay, how am I supposed to find a niche in something I don't even know? I don't know what's niching. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck does that even mean. Find what stands out. Well, I mean, dude, look, I figured, you know what? I'm just gonna be myself. And if it catches, it catches. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Simple as that. Now, where was I at? Yeah, bring to the world, consider people listening. Okay. The more specific your topic is, the easier it will be to identify and appeal to your audience. If your podcast is devoted to unpacking episodes of your favorite sitcom, go after audiences with similar tastes in TV. If your show switches topics, genres, and tones, you might want to narrow in and focus on in order to attract consistent listeners. Yeah, but I feel like if you do that, it gets boring. I feel like part of the appeal, and I know this goes against every marketing strategy in the world right now. But I think part of the appeal is that you don't know where it's going to go, because I don't know where it's going to go until we get in the car and we start going. Then we figure it out. It's it's not a great strategy to have, but it keeps it from being boring to me. And to be honest with you, I'm just a girl in the world. I still don't know the rest of the goddamn lyrics to that song. And I'll talk about shit that what this the theme to this podcast is my life and my view on things. And it's a very I'm sure it's not a unique view. Like anybody, I'm sure you can find an opinion that's similar to mine anywhere on the internet, right? But what makes it different is the way I go about doing it, ingredients, sound effects, and shit into it. And I talk about things that a lot of people try to stay away from because we're all having these conversations in our houses behind closed doors with our friends or our family. So for me to sit here and pretend like we don't have conversations about everyday shit is ridiculous, right? And we're not industry. This is the other thing too, is we're in our own way over here. We understand that we don't fit in with everybody else, and you know what? That's fine. We've accepted it, and we're happy where we are. Research your audience. In what part of the world do they live? What are their interests? What other podcasts do they listen to? Anchor's built-in analytics can help you track down the demographic data, trends in your current listeners. But dig as deep as you can and put yourself in the mind of your audience. Most importantly, find out where they tend to exist online. Do they use social media platforms? Do they follow particular hashtags or subreddits? Figure out where your audience already engages and will help you to reach them. Well, contrary to Anchor's belief, I don't know what any of you are into, dude. I know where you are, and that's it. And I know we've done this before, and every day I go to click on the web, and every day I click the fucking marketplace, whatever the fuck it's called, the store. All right, here we go. Here we go. Look at that dip. Dead. So, all right. Now, where is this? How is this helpful? We were in a bunch of places. Now we're not in a bunch of places anymore. We're not in Bulgaria anymore. Switzerland, Georgia. Where the hell is that? Whatever that place is. India, Canada. We lost everybody. And 2% in the UK. We lost. Okay, so we click on it. And now we see these places. And that's as far as it goes. That it doesn't tell me anything about what else are they listening to. 2% on Anchor. That's a lot better. It used to be no percent on Anchor. So I know the only thing I know about my audience is that they what is the other? Because it used to be the iPhone used to dominate device use. I guess not so much anymore. So I'm not sure. I know a small percentage of my base, whatever you'd call it, is on YouTube, but again, not helpful. Learn how to spend, invest, and earn for today's world with whatever your name is. I can't pronounce that. Do the compelling stories and conversation with experts. Listen to Money Talk on Spotify. Well, I don't do any of that. That's what you're pushing? I wasted my time with this tweet. I can tell you that right now. He must have got a deal. Because you're on launch, they're pushing you on Spotify. You must have caught a deal, dude. I don't have that. I'm gonna have to do this shit for 20 years before anybody will even think about doing something. But that's fine. Connect with your listeners. Once you've identified your audience, it's time to bridge the gap and reach out to them. Yeah, but I haven't identified them though. I hate how they push this narrative and this conversation oh, you found all of your people. No, I haven't. I don't know anything about them. What do you mean posting, bro? All right, I'm getting ahead of the article. Hold on. Start by creating a dedicated social media accounts for your podcast. I've already done that. On Twitter at Laughing Birds, Instagram at Laughing Birds Pod, Facebook Laughing Birds Podcast. Those are the three main deals. I have not made a Reddit. From everything that I've heard, Reddit is a terrible place full of horrible people. I mean, I don't know if that's true. I know they're ruthless. I know that. Everybody says they stay away from Reddit because that's only like negative shit goes on over there. But maybe that's once you hit a certain level. I've never searched on Reddit for anything or anywhere for that fact, other than Google, just to see where does the podcast come up when I put it in. Maintaining a presence on social media makes it easy for people to discover your show and provides a perpetual outlet to promote your content. Some platforms might deserve more attention than others depending on your audience, but don't be shy about where you promote your show. Here's a few suggestions to help you spread the word far and wide. Create a website for your podcast. Already done. Build an email list and send out regular newsletters. All right. I didn't think we were going to get here so fast, but I'm not doing that. And let me tell you why. Because there's a specific group of people that are on Instagram that I've tried to help in the past, right? Hooked them up with some information and all that shit. So now they follow me on Instagram, whatever. They asked me to put some shit out for them. So I did it. And I kind of felt like I was being used there for a minute. So I stopped doing that and I stopped fucking with them. But now every day, 4 times a day sometimes, I get a fucking message about, oh, our episode's out on this and check out that and our sponsors over here and fuck me off over there. I hate that. I fucking hate that. I don't when my shit goes up, I don't want to look down and see I got another notification from you. You made your point. So I don't like spamming. What can I possibly say in a newsletter about the podcast? If you're going to show up and listen to it, that's it. Look, it's your job to get there. I'm not going to force any of you, try to strong arm you into what the fuck I'm doing. I don't like when people do that to me, and I'm not going to do that to you. There's no reason to have a fucking newsletter. Unless we were going to do something really big, like I don't even know what. Or if it's something like major that pertains to the podcast, then I might do something like that. But even then, I don't want to go collecting your fucking emails. I put it out on my social medias. If you follow it, you follow it. And if you don't, you don't. I mean, that's it. Use relevant hashtags, which will help you none at all whatsoever. Reply to comments. Who you think you're dealing with, bro? That's all my YouTube was. For better or worse. For better or worse, on every fucking thing, I check everything. I talk to the people. I'm not above anybody. Post in relevant Facebook and Reddit groups. So that's an odd thing to say. Ugh, Pearl Jam. I don't know what relevant groups would be on Facebook and Reddit. And I've tried to figure out Reddit. I didn't do very well. Reach out to another show to cross promote with them. That doesn't work because most people, I know we've talked about this already, but if you're new around here, spoiler alert, most people don't want to be bothered unless you already have a solid following. Then all of a sudden they expect you to be like, oh yeah, cool, I'll put you on. Even though if it was the other way around, they wouldn't bother with you. And I know this from personal experience because I've tried to get people on to help them. It's not even so much for me, is so we can help each other. And they're like, yeah, now when you get bigger, then you can try and maybe. It's a waste of time because people are fucking greedy and they're only worried about expanding their own brand. Just very seldomly does it work out, but I'm fine with that, which is why I do it by myself now. I don't have no responsibility for other people. I don't have to worry about it. I just do what I want to do when I want to do it. I say whatever I want, and I'm responsible for it, and that's the end of it. But maybe for your regular folks out in the internet land, that will work for you. As you're starting to grow your audience, consider all the ways which you can build a community around your podcast. Start a hashtag for listeners to participate in the conversation around your show. Ask your audience to send you a voice message in response to a question. By creating opportunities for listeners to engage with your podcast and each other, you can foster a sense of community that rewards your audience and builds a following of dedicated listeners. These guys are filmmakers and create video content to support their podcast. Okay, well, you know what? I've talked to a few people about this. Not a whole lot, but a lot of people that actually they don't. YouTube has made a lot of things stale. Look, I'm in the trenches. I talk to the people. I know what's up, and people don't like it when you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna pose a question for no other reason other than I want your feedback because I can't handle creating a show on my own." People know that it's fake and you're just looking to reach out to them to give them this false sense of entitlement. They don't like that. Now, I do ask genuine questions, which sometimes I get the answers to, sometimes I don't. But if somebody feels the need to, not feels the need, if somebody wants to respond, they know that the fucking option is there. So, what I'm finding out is that I think it's more than me just not being mainstream, is that even these regular rules don't seem to apply to me. I need to write the podcast anarchy book, dude, because that's basically what it is that I'm doing. Everything they tell you not to do, I do. Don't talk about religion. Whoops. Don't talk about politics. Ah, shit. Don't share too much information on your personal life. God damn it. Did it again. Fuck. All that shit. And I don't go heavy into politics. I mostly just roast the idea that people think no matter what side you're on. And I make that very clear. I don't say that as a content creator. That's the way I feel in my life. If I felt a certain way to be enough on either side, then that's what it would be. But, I don't trust either of them. So create additional content. Creating additional content offers more opportunities to promote your show and makes it easier for people. I guess that's a typo. Makes it easier for people to discover your show. Consider creating a blog for your podcast that features episode transcripts and routine updates about your show. Capture photos of your podcast process and post them on Instagram to give listeners behind the scenes glimpse into your episode. Consider making a video of you recording your podcast episode, posting transcripted anchor videos on social media and on your website. Get creative with your topic and approach your show from a new angle with images, videos, and other non audio content. You're like, okay, I get it, but those two people needed somebody else to take the picture. So that doesn't do good for me. Because I'm the only one here. I don't have a guy running a board. Okay, I wear all of the. You only see one. I wear all of the hats. Okay, I come up with a premise for what I'm going to talk about. I execute the conversation. After I'm done with that, I go in. I edit all the dumb noises and all the extra shit that doesn't need to be there. Go back in and post production, throw in sound effects or commentary, calling myself out or whatever the situation calls for, cut clips for social media. I do all of this on my own, dude. All of it. Nobody, I got no help nowhere. This is what it is. I mean, I've gotten topic suggestions, which, I mean, there's some of them that I haven't gotten to yet, but those are going to be like deep dive in shit. Like all October, I did conspiracy theories. You know, just because that's a cool thing to share. But so look, I'm not hating on this. You know, I see a lot of people doing this. As a matter of fact, at podcast underscore highlights, I think, on Instagram. This person shares people's clips, photos of their work setup, you know, their editing process, the whole deal. They do all that shit. And these people all have other people involved. There's a guy, one guy is running a board, another guy is just running social media accounts. Another two personalities are the ones that are on the microphone. You know, I do all of this. Welcome a guest. A guest can be a great way to expand your listening audience. Guests can be friends, experts in a field, or someone you always dreamed of talking to. Encourage your guests to promote the podcast episode they are on, which will help tap into their following and make it easier for them to promote you by giving them a mini press kit, assets that can be easily posted, suggested copy, a link to the episode, your awesome cover art, an interesting quote from an interview, and a special photo from the recording session. Did you guys just take everything that Joe Rogan does and put it in an article? I mean, fuck, man. Except for the press kit part, because he doesn't do press for shit. He just does. He's a gangster, dude. He does whatever the fuck he wants to do, and people love it. But that's 10 years in the making. People think like Joe Rogan just woke up one day and all of a sudden he was a conglomerate podcaster. Like, nah, dude, this shit took 10 plus years in the making for it to get where it is now. You know your podcast is big when you're in a fucking Netflix movie, be it for all of a couple of seconds, but it doesn't matter, dude. That's crazy to go from talking in your fucking living room with a couple of your friends to now having the ability to make careers. Joe Rogan's podcast is bigger than any Tonight Show on the airwaves right now. Guaranteed. That's not even up for discussion. That's a fact, dude. And if you don't think so, go look at the numbers to your favorite late night show versus the numbers that Joe Rogan gets on his fucking YouTube podcast and then come back and talk to me. But to go back and cover this, sorry, my throat is burning. I woke up this morning and it's starting to get scratchy because the weather is going from 20 degrees to 60 degrees to 30 back up to 50 again, and it's all over. This time of the year fucks us every year without fail. By February the latest, I'm in the doctor's office on a bad year twice, good year once, round of steroids, the cough syrup, antibiotics, the whole shit. Nightmare. But okay, so I should definitely write down, I should throw a press kit together for people, but it's hard enough just to get them to come on the show by itself. Then it's another matter of being able to execute it, because I noticed that, I guess a lot of other people don't have internet problems where their shit just cuts off right in the middle of it, where you gotta restart it 8 times while you're trying to talk to somebody. Like, dude, that's embarrassing, man. Horrible. But I'll throw it together just in case. I guess I gotta do something, but I'm pushing away the idea of guests for a while because it just makes it a lot more complicated. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are days where I'm like, fuck, I wish I had a guest. It would make this so much easier just to let somebody else talk for a little while. But, then if it falls through or they decide they don't want to do it at the last minute, which has happened plenty of times, or they got to push it, then, you're fucked. So you got to figure it out. Okay, where were we at? Cover art, special photo, recording. Tweet your guests and tag them. They'll be more likely to retweet, share it to their followers. And most of them don't, by the way. I've only had the dude from Forever Able. He retweeted shit, but I know him from when we were kids. So, I think that's part of the reason why he did it. That and the fact that they're starting out local band and is trying to help them. But other than that, I've had other people on who don't give a fuck. Like, they'll say they'll do it, but they don't. And if they do, it'll be one time and it doesn't seem to change anything. Or at least I don't know, because I don't know how to look at my numbers to see how many downloads I'm getting or anything like that across all of the platforms. Remember to keep tabs on your past guests. When something big happens for them, congratulate them publicly, reshare their episode. Similarly, keep track of the holidays, micro moments, and current events that are relevant to your podcast and post about. Well, hold on. I gotta stop you there. Because when I don't keep tabs on people I've had on because I want to look good. Like, I genuinely, like, Traveling Cannabis, those were people that I followed before I even started the podcast. So, by continuing to follow them and share their I do that because I genuinely like what they do. And they're great people. They were a pleasure to have on. So, that's no problem. But I don't do that out of hopes of them being like, oh, I hope this helps my podcast. No, that's fake and I don't like that. But I understand what you're saying. Some people don't understand that, these are things that you should do. But do it because you want to, not because you think you're going to get something out of it. Because even a small gesture like that, people can see through that. And you don't want to be that guy. Right? You don't want that. Making connections It's all about making connections with your show, become relevant, reliable, and a source of information for your listeners. I am not the news. All right, I am not the news. I'm just gonna put that out there in case you were unaware. I know just as much as you probably do, or for most people that are out on the internet, in the interwebs, playing around in internet land, you know more than I do because you are the almighty knower of knowledge. And you just exist in a YouTube comment section so that you may bestow your almighty knowledge onto peons that are beneath you. That's how a lot of people act. I don't understand it, man. What's the first thing you do after dropping a new podcast episode? 81% of people said post it on social, 5% text all your friends, 2% email the link, 12% yell from the mountaintops, and it's 326 votes. Okay, so the first thing I do after dropping a new podcast episode, I mean, it depends. Sometimes I don't do anything. I will wait. I'll literally put an episode out, and then if I can remember to do it, I will go on Twitter to waste my time because it's completely useless, and I will put the link for the podcast and the title and be like, all right, now this is out. You know, it's Saturday, get your fucking weekend together, whatever it is that I say. And like, this is where you can find it. I'm talking about this, this, and this, and that's it. It's out in the world. But sometimes I don't even do that because I forget. I used to panic, like, oh fuck, I forgot to put it on social media. And then I realized you're in a hurry to do nothing. Nobody gives a shit. If you remember to post it, that's great. But the ideal is here that, unfortunately, I don't think people are going around cruising looking for new podcasts to listen to, like a lady of the night. I don't think so. Most people, when I even talk about shit that I listen to, they're like, dude, I listen to enough shit already. I don't need another show. I know, like, that's great that they're doing that and we're happy you like it, but I got so much going on over here, dude. I'm up to my ears in content. I don't need any more shit. So you gotta try to fit in someplace. But, you know, I mean, social media works, I guess. The Instagram seems to do the links get clicks supposedly, but I think most of that is from Instagram. And I cut clips out. It doesn't have a schedule. And the reason why it doesn't have a schedule is because I don't want to put that added pressure on myself. Because the main focus, since I'm wearing all the hats, is I don't want a press run to take away from the main thing that we're doing here. Because if I half ass a fucking podcast and I put all my energy into social media promoting, putting 100% effort into a half ass podcast doesn't make sense. That's bad math. I'd rather put 100% effort into a podcast, half ass the social media, and whoever's going to pick up on it is going to pick up on it. That's it. Because I know I am not most people's first choice. Okay, I know it's going to be a shock for you to believe this, but I was picked last in gym class, and spoiler alert for those of you, if you may be out there, if you still have gym class, what the hell are you doing here? Don't you got homework to do? You should not be listening to Beat Dog. YouTube would not be very happy about that. But usually life continues down that road where you get picked last for a lot of shit. Most people don't like my out there opinions on things, and that's fine. That's why there's many different types of content for many different types of people. Put yourself out there. Participating in a podcast community and bringing up your podcast in social spaces is crucial way to expand your audience. In addition to having guests on your show, go ahead and offer yourself up as a guest on other podcasts. Try to attend events, meetups, and conferences related to podcasting. When you're there, introduce yourself and your show to others. It is important to be your podcast's biggest advocate by promoting your show wherever you can and by building meaningful connections with people in the podcast world. Well, I'm definitely not going to meetups so that somebody can beat me over the head with a tire iron and shove me into their trunk. I'm not doing any of that. Look, I am not my biggest advocate at all. I think a lot of this shit, it depends. It depends on the mood that I'm in. If I'm in a good mood, then cool. What I do is fantastic. If I'm in a bad mood, then everything sucks, and I don't know why anybody would listen to this. But that's my own struggle. Another thing that a lot of people don't talk about. The struggle of the day to day. Trying to keep faith in what it is that you're doing when you're trying to get other people to buy into it. It's rough, dude. Giving a talk somewhere, mentioning your podcast, chatting with coworkers, find a way to bring up your show. See, no. You don't want to be that guy either. You don't want to beat them over the head with your podcast every chance that you get. Most people, like, if you throw in a little mention, like if somebody says, "Well, what do you do?" Like, I'm doing a podcast thing. If you want, I'll send you a link for it. And that's it. Don't beat them over the head with that. Because then you're the podcast guy. Podcast then becomes your religion. Like he start telling you about the podcast and how it's gonna save your life. And it's the only way for you to truly be happy is to listen to this podcast. Find a way to bring up your show when you go to concerts or festivals. Consider bringing along some flyers or wearing your podcast merch. Well, I have to make some first, but I've considered doing that just because I think the logos are so out there would actually work. If you have some, get permission to post flyers or cards with info about your show on local community boards, coffee shops, and libraries. Yeah, but my show is not the problem with not being clean and not being PC. A lot of these rules apply to people who can't get canceled or won't get canceled right away. I can't share my I'm not for the average person, so I can't go to these public places, and that would be like, we're putting out a flyer because I'm gonna be filming a snuff film in my basement in a half an hour. If you want to come by and watch, you know what I mean? I don't even know what a snuff film is. I shouldn't have said that. I know it's dirty, whatever it is. Spread the love in the podcasting community by promoting other people's show and content. There's always a possibility they'll return the favor. Again, 90% of the time, no, they won't. If you're posting about your podcast on social, make sure you tag Anchor. We're always looking to spread the word about great new shows. Well, I don't think I've ever done that. So maybe I will. No, I did it once on Instagram. So maybe I'll start tagging you. If you're looking, but that's because it gets your name out there. So I see what you're up to, you sneaky bitch. But I like you. So anybody that I do talk to that is even considering starting a podcast, though, I do bring up Anchor. Like that's my religion. I'll be like, dude, well, if you're gonna do it, go through Anchor and do it that way because it's free and I was paying for it at first and it's a fucking thing. It's much better to do it like this, do the app on the go, on the computer, whatever. And, I'll walk them through. Like, these are my big things, bro. Doug showed me Canva, which is how you can make thumbnails, right? Headliner is to cut clips. We found that one together, so we use that for the Twitter and the Instagram. What else is there? I think that's pretty much all that I know. Now that I think about it, Headliner, Canva, and Anchor. Those are like the three big ones that I tell people about, because you know it's rough when you think that you got to pay for bandwidth, and especially if there's no audience, there's no guarantee you're gonna make an income. I mean, even at my level. And they'll even sponsor you for up to $15. It's not a live read. I'm just telling you the facts, dude. If you're looking for an easy way to share your podcast, your Anchor profile is a great place to start. It's a streamlined home for all content related to your show, including links to all your social medias, a designated spot for your podcast trailer, colorful background that's designed to match podcast cover art. Customize your profile according to your own creative vision and share it everywhere to showcase all of your podcast content with a single link. Okay. Well, first of all, this is all new. I've heard rumblings that Anchor was bought by Spotify. Actually, I think I got an email from Anchor saying they were bought by Spotify. So now they're connecting social medias to everything because everybody wants your information now. That's a fact. You can get mad if you want. It's what it is. So I don't know if Spotify has something to do with that. I'm not sure. But I know that, that's what prompted me to make a Facebook page today, was the fact that, like, well, I have it. I might as well plug it in because I don't want to put my own name on there just because, it's confusing and, you know, I say a lot of shit. So I forgot what else. Oh, the color background. I'm not sure how to change it, but I'm sure it looks all right. Oh, Bitly is the other thing that I use as well. That's a link shortener, which is a fucking really handy tool to use because the last thing you need if you're trying to put a trailer out on social media is for your link to being a paragraph long. That's no good. That'll shorten it right up. It's free and you can get a premium version, but if you're broke like me, create a trailer. I thought about doing this. Trailers are an easy way to hook new listeners by giving them a sneak preview of what your show is all about. Creating a trailer is also a chance to pinpoint the unique value of your podcast, to practice pitching your show under concise constraints. Well, I'm very bad at that. When somebody asks me, what's your show about? I stutter and drop the ball every single time. I don't really know what to say. I just, most of the time I'm just like, dude, I talk about literally damn near anything because I don't ever want to shut anybody out. Even if what you want to talk about goes against something that I believe in, I would still want to talk to you. I don't want it to be an echo chamber. We don't have to agree for you to be able to speak. So, that's important. So I tell everybody, like, anything is on the table, whatever you want to do. Well, almost anything. Because, the people know where I'm at on the strong issues that everybody cares about. No gag noises. Ugh. Creating a trailer is also a chance to pinpoint the unique value of your podcast, practice your pitch. When you record a trailer with Anchor, will automatically send you a transcribed animated video that brings your words to life. What is this? I didn't know about this. The fuck, man? we gotta look into this because I didn't know that was an option. So that means they caption it too. Optimize for social media, post it everywhere, spread the word. Check out these tips. I'm recording a great trailer. What is? Let's see. Let's see. Oh. Now I gotta sign up for this shit. I'll do that later because I don't. Unless Medium is now an Anchor thing, you gotta be better with tell me about this kind of stuff, man. Because I'm on it, dude. Nobody's numbers look like that. Nobody's numbers look like that. Come on, bro. A steady climb, pretty much. That doesn't look realistic at all. You want to see what a real deal thing looks like? That's more realistic right there. Look at that. Up, down, hard crash, then strong back up, crash again for a while, back up again, crash, crash. That's kind of healthy, I think. I don't know. I try not to pay attention to that stuff because then I get discouraged. Track your stats. Which, you know what? Here's the thing. If you want to let me know where you all are at and what else that it is that you're into, I'm curious to know. So you can send voice messages on Anchor or right on YouTube, somewhere else, whatever you want to do. Tweet at me, Instagram, whatever. If you need to hide it, you don't want other people to know, my DMs are available, dude. It's alright, I get it. Take some time to consider what podcast success means to you and measure it accordingly. What metrics are important to you? They could be quantitative, like your subscriber count or the number of total episode plays, or maybe it's high ranking on podcast platforms or engaged listenership. Determine your baseline of success and grow your audience with that intention in mind. If your idea of success is generating sponsorship revenue, you might want to grow towards a particular CPM. If you're especially interested in hearing how your show has impacted listeners, growing an audience might be strategy, outreach, and engagement. Anchor's built-in analytics dashboard makes it easy. If your show is on Spotify, additional insights. Yeah, I don't think so, dude, because I don't get shit from Spotify. But then Google did some shit where they fucked everything up. So now I don't know where to go to do what anymore. No matter how you measure success, remember that sustained audience requires time and effort. It might take a while before your podcast takes off, and that's okay. So drive yourself crazy and focus only on the numbers. These people don't know. The person that wrote this, I guarantee you, does not have a podcast or is extremely successful in everything that they fucking do. Because nowhere in here does it show where every time you go to sign on, if all you're doing is looking at your numbers, you're gonna quit rather quickly. And you know what else? I was thinking about this earlier today. Podcast is like one of the only forms of mediums that, or however that sentence is supposed to go, is the only medium where we constantly have to reinvent what we're doing and 99% of the time not get any feedback back. Was that joke funny? Did that thing work? Did you hate it? Did you enjoy it? None of that. There's none of that. So I have no idea what works and what doesn't work. Now, again, I don't need somebody coming at me and being like, "Oh, don't say this, don't do that." Been down that road, don't want to go down there again. Look, did you enjoy it? Cool. If not, why not? And don't be a dick, okay? You know what I mean? Like, is this shit even funny? I don't know. I just do what kind of makes me laugh, and then hopefully through that process, you know, that will make you laugh, maybe.
Can you hear this? Can you see it? You can't see it, you can hear it. I'm gonna explain this one more time because I don't want to be a broken record and say it 100 fucking times. I'm in pretty bad shape right now. I don't feel good, dude. I've been taking a day off of making content in 2 fucking years. I'm taking a couple of days. Shit's gonna be coming. I got a show to do tomorrow. Regular scheduled programming is coming. Nothing new is being made tonight, is what I'm trying to tell you right now. So
It's a lazy day.
yeah, look, dude, I spent all night last night throwing my fucking guts up, going through all kind of changes, dude. I'm in no mood to sit down and put the energy out of trying to watch a video and enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, I want to watch it, I want to see it, but I'm not gonna enjoy it right now. It's no fun. I could rush it out, but it's not gonna be as good. You don't want that. Trust me. So just enjoy the old shit for right now, man. In a couple hours, the UK and J project will be out. We'll be live doing something. I don't know what. I gotta figure that out. But I can't be 8 places at once. I'm just saying, dude. I understand you guys want it. I appreciate that you're looking for it. I'm gonna have to put a separate video up, I think, explaining this. I don't have to keep going over it again. But people are gonna ask no matter what anyway, so what the fuck is the difference, right? I don't know. Look, dude, it's gonna be. I don't know. The way I figure it is tomorrow we do the show in the morning, maybe at some point in the afternoon, depending on. I gotta figure my life out, bro. I can't worry about YouTube right now. There it is. Give me a couple of days. Your show will be back on, bro. It ain't going anywhere. And besides, look, I'm the only motherfucker doing it anyway, right? Like, not to be that guy and pull this card, but who the fuck else is doing it that's actually worth watching? I'll wait. I'll wait. I mean, not to say I'm the shit, dude, but I mean, come on, man. So really, give me a couple of days, bro. I've been working my balls off for fucking over 2 years putting this shit together, trying to make a name for myself, man. I need a couple of days to get my health back in order. Because if I'm fucking sick or I'm dead, there's not going to be any video for you to watch ever again. That's no good, right? I mean, I didn't want to say it like that, which is why I was trying to avoid bringing it up. But I know how this is. Like, the comments are just going to keep coming until they don't anymore, right? You got to. Fuck it, eh? I understand. I have a very limited window of time here. I can only take maybe a day or two before people stop giving a fuck about the videos altogether. So I get that. Shit is gonna be coming, man. You have to work with me. And if you don't want to, then don't. But this is what's gonna happen. I mean, but I know you'll be back. Whatever. I'm gonna stop fucking rambling on now. Just making a point, dude. Let me put this back on. If there is even anything left still, I might have to run back up and change it.
It's a good thing I already have a bunch of shit recorded because I don't know how bad this is going to get. But that's the other reason. Nothing about pre-recording in here. I know a lot of people like to do things fresh week to week, but there's something you have to remember. There's things that you can't always account for. You might get sick. You might not be able to get out of bed. Maybe you got to you know, I don't know, maybe you couldn't get out of work, or you had to be somewhere. You get held up wherever you're at, and for some reason you don't have time to go into Anchor app and record a podcast and put it out. You gotta always have something. You don't have to, but it helps to have something backed up for the people who might rely on it. And don't worry about it if you're not getting, feedback and comments from people, because chances are they're out there, they're just not saying anything. Just because they're not, the amount of time that it takes to sign into a thing, write a comment, think about what you want to say, write a comment. It's a long time. It's a long time. It doesn't seem like it is, but it is. So, don't let the idea that it's not there discourage you. You could still have people, and you might not even know. You might not even know. I'm in places that I didn't even know existed a year ago. That's just a fact because I'm ignorant. But nonetheless, it's still a fact. You never know who you're going to reach or why it is that you reach them. So, keep that in mind, dude. This was supposed to be a quick thing, and here I am an hour later, still running my mouth, but my throat is really starting to bother me. So, I'm going to shut up for a while, try to see if the icebreaker will help me out, and maybe I'll have to walk to the store later and get some hauls just to try to get through this. Maybe if I shut up for a while, that would help, right? Never know.
See, this is why I was here. I knew that was gonna happen. But I'm bringing the dog back upstairs, so you're gonna have to deal with dead air for a second, dude. There's nothing I could do. Give me a minute. This is what happens when you don't plan your shit out properly and you do things sporadically in the moment. Oh, shit. Yeah, look at this CBD dog. I can show you this. Can I flip it? No. Never mind. I can't flip the camera. Oh. All right. Now I'm indoors. Now I can figure this out. What are we gonna do? So let me take a second while I'm inside the house to catch you all up on what's going on here. Okay. I know it's been like what, a week, however long. I don't know what the fuck. I'm gonna do this quickly. All right, listen. I'll end the live stream so you're not sitting here waiting around for me to show up because it seems kind of douchey. Like I'm gonna and then I'm not. Who knows what's gonna happen? So, look, here's the deal. Strain reviews and edible reviews are coming. I have the money in the bank now. I just have to find a doctor. I'm literally going to call. I'm going to call my doctor tomorrow. I should have did it today. But I can't be 8 places at once, and I had to go. Tomorrow I gotta go to the store. I don't want to. I'm gonna try to put an order in to see if I can avoid going so that I can stay home to get fucking better. I gotta call my old primary, see what this fucking lady wants to do. I have to go get a COVID test. Whether I have it or not doesn't matter. The way I figure it is, I'm sick. I should not be leaving the fucking house either way. But the doctors are not going to sit around and wait for me to get better. They all want to just move on with their system and change their charts out and do what they have to do. But the status of weed, on the 1st, it was signed in constitutional right, whatever. Everything falls into place. Ain't it funny though? I mean, it's crazy that it finally went all the way around just to go back to where I originally was when I started. 14 years of my life I gave up for no fucking reason. And I want to get to all of that because now I can finally talk about it. It's just, you know, from being sick, I don't have the ability right this second. I don't have the energy right this second, but I'm going to do it. Trust me, it's coming. Fucking A. They're lucky I'm sick right now, to tell you the truth. You would not want to see the level of energy that I would bring to this YouTube channel. It would be like nothing you've ever seen before. If I wasn't sick right now, I promise you. They're lucky I am, though. You already know that. So, but look, I hear things. Right, first I heard we signed it into a constitutional right, which means that weed is legal. Apparently, though, they never passed a fucking law saying that you could buy it, and they're not looking to sell it until probably June of this year. Who knows how fucking long that's gonna take? Here's what I know, dude. I have to get my license. I'm not smoking on camera or eating anything on camera until I get my paperwork in fucking order. Because I don't want... I'm taking this shit very seriously. I want my record expunged. I want to do everything the right fucking way. YouTube will pick back up once I get my life in order. This is the last time I'm gonna say it. I'll cut this out and post it on the YouTube as a clip, and then if you could share it, I would appreciate that, just so everybody knows. Life comes first, then fucking YouTube. Most of you understand that. I appreciate the patience everybody has had with me. Like I said, not to pat myself on the back, but I've been working at this for 2 years straight, dude, and now people are finally starting to get interested. I appreciate it, but everybody gets sick from time to time, dude, and when I go down hard. But I'm still here, ain't I? Not that I don't think many people would be showing up in the condition that I'm in right now. They would be home with the blankets over their fucking heads, crying and whining. I don't have the luxury to do that. I did that last night. Throwing my fucking guts up, dude, crying like a fucking baby. My neighbor is probably laughing hysterical at me. I don't give a fuck, though. Horrible. Fucking horrible. I'm on some new shit. Check it out. Strawberry cream. It's the vapor action of a Halls with the flavor of like a strawberry lollipop. So it's a mixture of the both things that you want. It's a little intense. If you're not expecting the vapor action, it will punch you in your face. But this is exactly what I look for. This is perfect for me. I understand why some people might not like it. But I got to go back outside. Before I do, the last thing I want to say is once I get my paperwork in order, we're going to go to the dispensary. We'll review products. We'll talk about how does it feel, what works, what my aches and pains are, what it helps with the retention. I'm going to turn this into like a medical review channel, dude. Even if you're not a weed smoker, if you're just going to use CBD, I can help you. I'm putting together a list of CBD products of different shit that I personally use. None of this stuff, by the way, is advertised through these companies. It could be, but that's up to them. We're not there yet. We're getting there, though. That's the point. So, look, for now, I'm going to have to do a lot of shit in the dark, is what I'm telling you. So, look, I'm not going to keep hitting you with fucking live streams for days on end. That's ridiculous. I was trying to buy myself time because I really didn't feel well, dude. And I honestly, I still fucking don't. But I have to get up and move around. If I don't, then, you know, what are you going to do? Laying around feeling sick all day is not a fucking option, dude. So I'm going to use what I have at my disposal, and it's working. As you can see, it's amazing that I'm even up and walking around right now, but we'll have to discuss that later, how we're able to do that. But in the meantime, my point was, sorry, sidetrack. There's a lot to cover. Apparently, it's signed into law as a constitutional right? But they didn't pass the law yet, so if you get caught with it, I'm pretty sure it's like a ticket. But just in case, I'm not taking a chance. I'm going to do the way I always have done it. I'm not driving. I don't have a car. I don't have a license, so it doesn't matter. But you see the point that I'm trying to say is I'm just going to carry on business as usual like I always have, except now I know that if the cops show up, I'm not going to go to jail. And I'm a phone call away from having a license anyway, so, you know, not a big deal. But for now, I gotta keep you guys in the dark. I'll record some shit so I can end this and feel good about it. I will record a podcast for tonight. Okay, I will do that, and I'll put it out, and we'll talk about everything to get it done and out of the fucking way. So let me end this shit, and I will give you, you know what? I'll give you one more fucking episode. How about that? So that I can at least have the chat on if anybody's gonna bring anything up. And then I can go downstairs and fucking do what I gotta do. Give me a second. Where were we at? We were already past this. Fuck, I really should have had this set up already. Oh, here we go. I got it. Very professional, very professional. That's how it happens. What are you gonna do? Come on. Trying to catch up to where we were. I know it's 50 something. 54, 55. There it is. Holiday. Oh, there we go. You know what? Perfect. We'll do the Christmas stream. We're gonna do a Christmas stream. This is the perfect way to end, dude, because tomorrow is the UKNJ project, right? And on this stream, I think last year was Christmas Eve. After that, I think BCHQ came on the scene, bro, and we've been, you know, we're planning shit out even behind the scenes right now, dude, as we speak. So that's a good idea. Perfect place to fucking end, if I do say so myself. And not for nothing, but some of these episodes do fucking hold up, bro. They're pretty funny. I don't give myself a lot of goddamn credit, dude, but what the fuck, man? Just saying. Oh, shit, hold on. See, too busy complimenting myself now. I don't have everything set up. Pay the price when you dance with the devil. That's what happens. And yeah, real quick, just final reminder, dude. The Idiot Abroad series is gonna fucking come back. I can't record it if I'm dead, cocksucker. So I appreciate that you enjoy it. It's gonna come back. I promise you. Unless I fucking die, it's gonna happen. Just give me some time to get my life together, please. Enjoy this last episode from the past that you can find on Anchor.fm, iTunes, Spotify, Castbox, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, TuneIn Radio, Radio Public, Breaker. Did I mention that already? I probably did. Stitcher. I mean, dude, 11 platforms, bro. UK&J Project, weekly, live, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. British Standard Time. Check your local listings. Replays available on Anchor.fm and Breaker. Oh, Spotify also, Laughing at Birds, UK&J Project. Find both of them right there. Obviously, the YouTube channel, you're here, you see it, what it is. At Laughing Birds Pod on the Instagram. Artwork, hoodies, t-shirts, skull caps, bro, beanies, whatever the fuck they're called. Dude, whatever you need, I got it, is all I'm trying to say. What the fuck is the deal, bro? Cash App, Venmo, whatever, PayPal, whatever you got, come with the dough. I'm ready to do business, is all I'm trying to say.
It's a skill to be able to be on a microphone and just talk and not have instant feedback. If you're one-on-one with someone, that's one thing. But if there's some guys that have podcasts and it's just them and they're only like they won't even talk to the dude that's running the board. They're just having a conversation, and I'm like, how do you do that?
You could do that very easily. You should try it with the amount of voices that go on in your head. And
nice.
Like,
the following program is intended for mature audiences.
Welcome.
Here we go.
All right. Here we are. This is it. It's over. Until December 31st, January 1st. That shit don't count. Not for me. Because I can't do regular shit. I can't drink. I can't smoke. So New Year's is not gonna be a big deal. It's gonna be real fucking dull and boring for me personally, because I can't enjoy it.
This is how I'm gonna spend my New Year's, because I don't have a life and nobody wants to hang out with me.
But it's another story for another day. Bit of a bummer holiday in and of itself, but whatever. It's 9:04 p.m.
Do you know where your children are?
On Christmas Day, December 25th, 2019. And you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? The holiday is over. Now I understand the holiday carries on until midnight. However, my obligations have been fulfilled.
This message will self-destruct.
I've reluctantly shown face on multiple occasions in multiple households across a few towns, cities, whatever you would call them, in the state. And it's done. I've made my rounds, and I will not see everybody again until either next Christmas or unless somebody dies and or gets married until then. And that also depends on who it is that gets married, because that doesn't necessarily automatically equal out to an invite. Not that I'm hurting to go to a wedding, because I am not. I don't dance. So believe you're in no danger of having me make myself look like a bigger jerk off other than walking in the joint. And I'm classy. I wear a suit. I'm not a fucking slob. I wear a suit to a goddamn wedding and funeral. Don't fuck around. So 20 pounds later, probably, here we are.
Glad to see you made it. Here's your assignment.
We are here to deal with the flesh wound.
'Tis but a scratch.
A scratch? Your arm's off.
No, it isn't.
Well, what's that then?
I've had worse.
You liar.
Come on, you pansy.
What the fuck is she doing? I think the holiday aftermath, whatever the fuck I'm gonna call this because I don't know. So I wrote down a couple of things as they happened. Some of them apply to after the holiday. So let me just go down the list quickly. I hate musicals. What? Yes, you heard me. I hate them. However, I don't know why, but I just watched Nightmare Before Christmas 2 days ago. And I still enjoy that movie. Don't get me wrong, I think a couple of songs are unnecessary. Maybe it's because it's Halloween, heavy Halloween. I don't know. I'm not sure. I do really enjoy that movie though, dude. There's shit in there that still makes me laugh pretty hard. It's crazy. So we have The Nightmare Before Christmas review. Why don't I hate it? I have to figure out what the fuck is that all about. Gun culture. Oh shit! Everybody on the in the gun lobby right now is losing their mind. Oh, we got a loose-wristed liberal on our hand. Oh no, he's gonna come take away all our guns. Shut up. No, I'm not. I want your fucking guns, douche. And can you not, you know what, dude? A lot of you fucks like to rip on gay people for gay being their identity, but I see a lot of you fucking fruity asses making these guns your identity. So why don't you shut the fuck up, okay? You're only as good as the last box of ammo that you bought, or at least that's how you feel about yourself. A slug is a slug, dude.
No, it isn't.
I don't know. Maybe it's not. I have no idea. All I know is they come in different calibers, I think they're called. I don't know shit about guns. But we're going to talk about gun culture. Specifically, Nerf guns, Call of Duty, GTA, and the most important, which is actually what landed gun culture on this list, was gun assembly applications aimed towards children. Okay, so we're gonna talk about that. So if you're not a sensible gun owner and this subject matter bothers you to have an actual conversation about some things, you might want to exit now. Go ahead and get up out of your chair, throw your fucking soda at the screen, leave the popcorn on the floor. The poor bastard is gonna come in after you will just to sweep it up. And, you know, go ice your pussy and moan to somebody who gives a fuck, dude. I would give you a quarter and tell you to call somebody who cares, but half of you won't get that. And the other half of you probably haven't seen a payphone in 15 years. Continuing down the list, tradition and it carrying on. How I realized that I believe, I could be wrong, time will tell, we will see, but I believe that we have now been sucked into the vortex, and that shit hit me yesterday, but we'll get to that. Sympathy invite, which leads ultimately into the next topic on the list, the Irish goodbye, important, and then odd gifts. Obviously. So I don't know, where do I fucking want to start? I guess we'll get the guns out of the way. So I know forever guns have been a thing. Oh shit. Hi.
She's excited because she went to pee.
Oh, you went potties? Good girl.
Nice fucking meaty shit.
Good girl. Proud of you. Don't break my headphones, please. That'd be great. Did you give her a treat? All right, hold on. Okay. So, guns are a major part of this deal. Nerf guns.
Face it, you're either on one end of a Nerf weapon or the other. Time to choose. So, you better think about getting yourself a bow and arrow or a Nerf missile storm. Excuse me, don't you just love this? Or an arrow storm. Or a very good hiding place. Don't you get it? It's Nerf or nothing.
Super soakers were big even when I was young.
Did I forget to invite you to the pool party? Well, maybe next year.
On those occasions when you need to make a big splash, there's the Super Soaker 100. It has a powerful air pressure system,
Oh, Buffy.
a range of up to 60 feet, and a drenching spray. The Super Soaker 100.
It's a water gun of a higher caliber.
Also the 50, or the ultimate, the 200.
And we're gonna take this apart piece by piece. But we'll start with my beef first, which is gun assembly apps, right? I'm over at her sister's house and I'm sitting with her son on the couch. The Giants were playing somebody. I can't even remember who the fuck it was. The Giants were playing the Redskins, and in a moment in between a break, a pause in the game, which is every 5 fucking minutes. God damn it. NFL is getting written down because I talked about this before and scrapped it, deleted it. It's going back on. Because you know what? If they're going to continue to go down that fucking road, I don't want to represent them in any way, shape, or form. But I look down and I look over because everybody's got their phone in their fucking face now. And this kid is playing. I guess you could call it playing. I don't know what you would consider it, but he's moving around on the screen. There's a handgun. And the objective of this game is you touch a piece of the gun and it breaks off. Everything down to the spring inside. Okay? So this is in-depth shit, I would think. I don't know. The point is that this kid is moving pieces of the gun around on the screen and he's placing it back together like a puzzle. On one hand, I get it. It's a puzzle game, whatever. You know, it's kind of like the argument of if you give a younger person a glass of wine at dinner, maybe they would be more inclined to be more responsible around liquor when they are older. However, you can't bitch and complain that people are getting shot up all over the place if guns are this heavily ingrained into our fucking culture. Now, having said that, I don't have a problem with Nerf guns or video games because everything is fucking violent. I just think it's stupid that everybody's going to make such a big deal about guns. And I'm not saying they're not a big deal and you should handle them responsibly and be safe with them. But I think a gun assemble app is a little bit overboard, in my personal opinion. But maybe, just maybe, I'm a little bit loose in the wrist. It's possible. I don't know.
I'm a unitard!
But going back over to Nerf guns, I mean, these motherfucking things are everywhere. Like I said, even when I was a kid, Super Soakers were fucking huge. I want to look. I understand I spelled that wrong. I just don't feel like going back and fixing it. Didn't know there was 2 words. 1989. Damn. See this shit? Super Soaker was invented in 1989 by engineer Lonnie Johnson. Prototype combined PCB. I always thought that was PCP, not PVC. Shows how much I know. Pipe, acrylic glass, and an empty soda bottle. Originally sold, now produced by Hasbro under the Nerf brand Super Soaker, and has generated more than $1 billion in sales. You're fucking right, dude. That was the shit. Used to wreck motherfuckers. Are you kidding me? And then summertime, just give people face shots all over the neighborhood, bro. I didn't know what to do.
Take it in the face.
So, got no problem with that. I didn't realize that shit was just getting big. You know, because I was born in 85. So we had like the first round. That's awesome. I mean, it's cool. Give them darts, give them water, and shoot each other and shit. But when it comes to real guns, like we need to just be able, and a lot of this shit comes back to your responsibility as a parent. What you allow your kids to take in. Some shit's gonna be out of your control, obviously. But, you know. But this Nerf thing is a problem. You shoot it, and the fucking darts go everywhere. And then
You talk about the thing that your brother shot me in the nose?
seeing the darts go everywhere, then you gotta walk around and pick them up. That's pretty dumb. I mean, I get it, but those shits get lost, and then they just get replaced, which is smart on the companies. And there was also something called laser tag.
Players to stadium now. Players to stadium now.
Unlike signal, begin.
Laser tag, the game that moves at the speed of light. From Worlds of Wonder Stadium not included.
This will be interesting. Is that it? Get the fuck out of here, dude. I remembered. Dude, oh my god. Laser tag debuts to controversy. Bro, look at this. 1986, the year laser tag made its debut, dozens of Americans' top cartoonists thought it was enough of an issue to protest against the war toys for Christmas. We're a war country. Let's just get that out of the way. This country, rather its leaders, love nothing more than finding somebody and spanking them. That's what they enjoy doing. So is it any fucking wonder that we get introduced, like we learn to crawl, walk, and then shoot guns? That's the system in America. If you're not from here, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Now, personally, growing up with all of these toys, I don't know why, but I don't feel the need to want to shoot a gun. Guns are intimidating to me. Like, I'd be too afraid of the kickback. And you know, any number of accidents can happen, I'm sure. Now, I know there's protocols and all types of shit. But, you know, I just don't, personally, it's like I'm not a Need for Speed guy. I'm not a gun dude. I'm not opposed to other people having them if you're responsible. But these toys never made me want to go out and shoot a gun, and I'm retarded. So, I mean, I don't know what excuse you regular motherfuckers that don't have issues or what your excuse is. But this fucking thing, it was something like this. Oh my god, dude, that was the shit. There was a fucking place, recreation station. It's not there anymore. It's a toilet store now. But you'd be able to go into this place and you could shoot motherfuckers, right? It's all fluorescent room. You got vests on like this shit right there, this shit right here. And you can shoot each other. And the cool thing is, me and my brother were laughing about this earlier. The cool thing about laser tag is when you shot a motherfucker, somebody couldn't go, oh, you didn't hit me. Nah, bitch, your chest vibrated, motherfucker. I got you. Don't even play. Don't even play. Because you could easily go from, what the fuck? I can't even imagine what this is going to be.
Sale. I just settled down.
What?
'Twas the night before Christmas. Hell, it went fast. The whole damn family was stoned off their ass.
Well,
Ma in a whorehouse, Pa in jail, sits on the corner yelling pussy for sale.
Wow.
Just settled down to smoke me some grass when I heard a jingle jingle of brass. I ran over to the window to pick up my stash when I slipped on a beer can and busted my ass. It was a little fat fucker jerking his dick. I knew in a moment it was old Saint Nick. He come down the chimney screaming like hell because he just caught his balls on an old rusty nail. He spread out the presents under the tree, a vibrator for sis and some rubbers for me. I heard him yell as he flew out of sight. Fuck you all. It's been a hell of a night. Merry Christmas!
Hilarious, dude. It's like a jungle sometimes. Makes me wonder how I keep from going under, you know? But anyway, before we get interrupted by that rude motherfucker, your chest would vibrate and you would know that you hit a motherfucker. And if they decided to play cute, oh, no, you didn't, then it went to the hands, bro. Like, you want to fuck around, son? Because I'll fucking whip you. Fuck out of here. That shit is real. It has happened. I've seen it. I've partaken in the festivities. Sometimes you gotta beat a motherfucker's ass. Not saying we were right, just saying that it happened. Anyway, that shit was cool, dude. And obviously, I only went a couple of times because that shit wasn't cheap. It was fucking awesome, dude. You didn't have to pick up any darts. You didn't have to do any of that shit. Worry about losing it. All you had to do is replace the batteries. You can just, you move it away from the thing. Like, you would literally put it to your chest. It would activate and it would count down and be like, all right, you got however many seconds to separate and hide from each other. And then you got to find one another, shoot up shit. You got to reload, do all that. It's fucking awesome, dude. It's fucking awesome. But I mean, like, again, I'm not opposed to it. I just think the gun app thing is a little too far. But what the fuck do I know? I'm not a gun owner. I don't have no desire to own a gun. So, but that's my stint into it. And I guess it just comes down to what the fuck, what you're going to teach your kids, what they should do, what they shouldn't do, and all that shit. That's not for me to fucking judge. But if you want to weigh in and tell me to go fuck myself, feel free. I don't care. Because obviously, as you can see, this debate has been going on since '86. And it's not going anywhere. I'm not saying we should ban all the guns. I'm not saying we should ban Nerf guns or laser tags or video games. Like, GTA is extremely violent, but as long as you can understand that what that is a video game, and Call of Duty is a video game, and those rules in that world does not translate over to the real world, fine, shoot up shit, have fun, enjoy it. But you got to be able to know the difference.
Is there another part to that, or was that both parts in there?
I didn't think you were going to like it. I didn't want to end it with it.
Well, then we want to end on a high note. No problem. Go on a high note then.
Steven Jackson.
Let's just end on a high note.
So let's just cross that off the list. I just wanted to get that out. So moving on to our fucking next topic of discussion. Two things that I know fairly well. The sympathy invite and the Irish goodbye. Now, if you're unaware of what an Irish goodbye is, let me explain it to you. Because I happen to be the king of the Irish goodbye. It's what I do. I didn't invent it. I just carry on the tradition because it's easier. It's easier. An Irish goodbye is where you're at a party and people would be like, oh, you're a dick for this. But say you're at a party or some shit and it's time to go. It's time to go. We want to get the fuck out of here. Slip out the door. Nobody's paying attention. By the time everybody starts looking around and figured out what happened, you're already gone. Nobody knows nothing. You're already out the door. I like to do that because one thing that I don't like to do is stop people in the middle of a conversation and go, hey, I'm leaving. You know, Mr. Important over here, I'm leaving your home now and I need you to say goodbye to me. So hold your conversation, please. You shut the fuck up. I'm leaving. That's more important. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like I'm doing. Now, I know we all have made up unwritten rules in society that says that these are the things that you're supposed to do. Like, I had the opportunity. I was right at the door, too. I even looked at Jen, and I was like, dude, it's right here. We could just go. We could just go. Let's just go. They're not going to notice. They're not going to notice. Who cares? And she was like, you can't do that, man. It's going to take 2 seconds, right? So then, like, all right, well, everybody's over there having a conversation, so I guess we'll go over that way, and we'll wait until one of us, somebody looks over awkwardly, like, can I help you with something? Be like, yeah, we're leaving. Oh, okay, all right, cool. Went over to that side, everybody starts gathering around on that side. So, like, all right, fuck you know, I'm just going. As luck would have it, and this is the other move as well that you could do. As our luck would have it, right when we were about to make a break for the door, another group of people decided to walk out the door. Just leave her up here. She's a fucking dog. Close the door and leave her up here. She's probably just excited to be here.
But I guess it's because she knows that the neighbors are outside.
Probably.
You know, because when I was outside, she jumped right in the car.
Oh, Jesus.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again.
We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible.
Slip out the door. Some more. Come here. Come here.
Daddy got a treat for you. Look, Daddy got a treat for you.
Well, that's fucked up. Then no wonder why she don't fucking.
No, I'm not lying. And Daddy has a whole fucking thing of treats for you. Alright.
Some more.
Look, Black Dog.
Come here. Come here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh shit. What is this? It smells terrible. Which means you're probably gonna love it. Sit. Sit. No, sit. Good girl. Chew it, you psycho. And to break it in half for you. Good girl. Good girl. She's been over at her mom's for a couple of days while we run around and do what we gotta do. And plus her mom wanted her to be there, but the other dogs are cunts. So a whole different story for another time. But anyway, another group of people go to slip out the door. Now, in my expert opinion, if you can find a way to plan your exit, if you don't want an Irish goodbye, and you're having a difficult time getting to the host to be able to say your goodbye, you can always wait, if time will allow you to, for somebody else to slip out the door, and then as soon as they walk out, like a fucking cue the fucking Ghetto Boys, dude, because as soon as they went to walk out, they went out the door. I gave it 2 seconds and walked right up behind where they were at and was like, all right, we're leaving. All right, bye. See you later. Peace out, everybody. You know, that's how we did it. And then we roll on. Now, that's going to bring me opposite to where we were, which is the sympathy invite, which I'm pretty sure, I mean, I don't know for 100% that I got one. It felt like it was a sympathy invite. One of my aunts hit me up and she said, we're doing a deal at my house. If you and Jen can make it, you know, we would love to have you, whatever, paraphrasing, something along those lines. Right. It's at 3 Christmas Eve. Let us know if you can make it. She didn't give me the address. So maybe that's why. Maybe I wasn't supposed to figure it out. Maybe I wasn't supposed to show up. I don't know. Because I did try to message her back and be like, hey, what's the address? And I got nothing. Right? Fairness to her, she is hosting a party with a house full of fucking people. So it's not like she's hitting her phone every 2 seconds to see what the fuck I'm saying. So we go there. I walk in and everybody is kind of surprised that I'm there. Already I feel uncomfortable because of the group of people that I'm around. I don't see people that often. What do you want? Lay down. I know you understand me. Lay down. I don't have nothing else for you. Stop. Lay down. You're a mess. You got crumbs all over the bottom of your face. There's no more. Look, you ate it all. You ate it all. I know you're pumped to be here, but I live here, dude. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. I live here, believe it or not. I know I'm stoked about it too, dude. I can't believe it. But, you know, I don't know, man. Everybody's like, oh, he's here. Cool. Nah, I don't have any evidence that this is what they thought, but in my fucking whacked out brain, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking that everybody is thinking. So, and always, also, if you want to leave, my rule of thumb is I usually pick whoever the first person is to leave. That's who I'm going immediately after. Once the first person rolls out the door, if it's been a decent amount of time, then we're rolling next. Like, let's go. Because I don't want to be that guy where they're like, all right, we're trying to wrap this thing up. Don't want to be that guy. Don't want to have that speech. That's only happened once before, and that was because I was too uncomfortable to be able to say that I wanted to leave. And then I overstayed my welcome, and that shit's never gonna happen again. So now, as soon as the first person goes, Gone. Out the door. So is it a sympathy invite? I don't know. Honestly, I can't wait until weed gets legalized. And then this shit is going to be a fucking breeze, dude. I mean, sure, it's going to be weird, but it's going to be a lot easier to deal with. Go outside, get fucked up. You know, what, man? What do you want? Come on. You happy now? Because I know you're just trying to con me into something. I don't know what you want, but it's either that or she's trying to get me to take her now. Yeah, see the head? She knows. Yeah, hey, don't eat my nose, please. I kind of need that. As bad as your breast stinks. I know you may be trying to do me a favor, but come on now. So, I don't know. I don't have any evidence to support it. Went over to another house today, my father's house today. That's always weird. Just like I've said before, the guy is not a social dude. He's not a social dude. And then I don't know what to fucking say, so I just don't talk. I don't talk. I don't want to say anything. I try not to talk to anybody. I'll stop by, you know, I mean, brief conversations, extremely brief. I mean, like, I don't even really crack jokes, dude. Just uncomfortable. It's not my favorite position to be in. Honestly, it really isn't. It's very uncomfortable just because I don't know what to do. If I knew where everybody was at, realistically, then it would make it a little bit easier. But I don't. So I don't know if they do this because they feel that they have to, or because they genuinely want to. Because I know they could easily just not say anything, but then, you know, people get to talking. Are they afraid that word might get back to me through somebody? I have no idea. I don't know, but I do know that there's an air. There's an air in the air. There's a feeling in the fucking air, dude. When I walk in any of these rooms, you can. It's, to me, it's obvious. Like, if I wasn't used to it, it could choke me out. The uncomfort in the fucking air, dude. But because I've been around it for so long and in so many awkward social situations, it's like second nature to me to be able to operate within that confined space. I hate that it's like that. I really wish that it wasn't. I mean, the other thing is that since we're on the subject of family, there's something I want to bring up. It's going to be a little touchy, but I want to talk about it, so I'm going to talk about it. I don't mean any disrespect. However, anybody that knows me, you know that I tell you the way that it is. Always. There's no sense in lying and making up stories and sparing the feelings and all that nonsense. So let's just get into it. My cousin passed away a few years ago. 2017. 2020 will be 3 fucking years already. Jesus. You know, good dude, going into the Navy, petty officer, the whole deal. You know, his mom, heartbroken, like that's her child. The kid was fucking, I don't know, I think 18, 19. Let me see if I could do the math, because I'm not good at this kind of thing. 19, because 1998 minus 2017 is 19. So he was 19 years old. It's heartbreaking, horrifying. No parent should ever have to go through the trauma of burying a child. It should just never happen. You know, if you've been around the channel long enough, or you even listen to the podcast, you probably heard me talk about this, which is the bracelet that I got It says YOLO on one side, and then it's got his name on the other. Anchor Heart AW03. I don't know if that was like numbers or something to the thing that he was in. I'm not sure. But she's been doing a thing where, you know, she gave everybody bracelets. She gave everybody a necklace with his face on it. You know, not last Christmas, the Christmas before that, she gave us all, for Christmas, she gave us these, which is a picture of him in a case thing, you know, with a little note on the back of it. December 24th, 2017. Which, don't get me wrong, is well done. My thing is, like, she did it again this year where she gave us, they do a thing where they do, I believe it's called Run for the Forgotten. Right? And everybody's a team. Team, whoever the person was that you lost, that's the team name. I think, I don't know. I tried looking this up in a separate deal. Could not find anything, had to scrap the video. So we're doing it over. But, you know, it's his last name, right? So she got a bunch of gifts all wrapped up. And they're all relatively the same shape. All of that. So I kind of figure it's all going to be the same thing. Roughly about. So she has everybody gather around each other, and she says, I want you all to open everything at the same time. And she gets the camera out and she's recording it in his pajama pants. 2 sets for everybody. I mean, they gave Jen a set, which is nice of her to do. But it's got, you know, the team and then his last name on it. My only thing is, it seems like an odd thing. I don't have an issue with the item itself. It's the presentation of the item makes me feel weird. Because I'm not sure if, like, she's expecting, like, some kind of... I don't know how I'm supposed to react to that. Like, I get something like this, and, like, you know, when she gave everybody that, of course, it's fresh. I mean, people still talk about them all the time. I'm not saying that it isn't still fresh. You know what the fuck I'm saying. You know, everybody's tears, crying, the whole deal, and I'm standing like a jerk off, no emotion, because hold it down, gotta hold it down all the time. Can't show any emotion ever if you can help it. I just don't, I don't know what to do with that. Like, thank you. I appreciate it. I would rather not open it in a circle with other people so we can all look at each other and go, huh? That's uncomfortable to me. Now, I don't know. I probably shouldn't even mention this, but I'm only bringing it up because I'm not sure if anybody else has had this experience. Like, what is it? Because I feel like I'm an asshole if I don't, because I don't know if I'm supposed to, is the proper emotion to cry, to smile, to be happy? I don't know. I don't know how to deal with it. Nobody trains you for this. You know, so I don't know what to do. I mean, I got the kid sitting in my fucking deal here. So, you know, it's not like I don't care. I'm not saying that I don't care. I just, you know, and I understand everybody grieves differently. You know, I'm just not sure. Honestly, I'm gonna have to get in touch with her and be like, dude, you gotta let me know how I can buy one of them hoodies, because they were selling hoodies for a while, but I think they were something crazy like $40, which is a fucking disgusting amount of money. But I'm pretty sure it all goes to charity and all that. And I know that, so I can understand by you charging $40, that's probably just the amount of money that it costs you to make the fucking thing. 100% I get it. It may have even been 50, but I've looked through Facebook and I can't find where it was, what it was. I don't know if they took it down, if it doesn't exist anymore. And I've been reluctant to contact her because, you know, I don't want to seem douchey. Like, hey, you know, you still selling hoodies? Like, how come you didn't get one when we had them? Well, I didn't have the money. Just relocating and trying to figure out my fucking life. And when I have this spare money, I will fucking buy one so that I can wear it. And I'm gonna wear the pajama pants too. It's just, you know, a hoodie would serve me better because, you know, then I can wear it around, you know, and it's an extra hoodie for me to have, which is always a good thing. So there's that. You know, I guess this is all over the fucking place. So I mean, I guess that brings me to the last thing for now, which is carrying on tradition. I realized, because I'm a fucking idiot, when we were at Jen's mom's house, that, I mean, maybe her sister might do it. I don't know. The kids are only, I think, 14 now. I think they both are going to be 14 after January, because that's when one of their birthdays is. Oh, and they got phones now, by the way. They got numbers. Their contacts were sent via text message by her mom. And I was like, oh, Jesus, cell phones already? Fuck. I get it. It's the world we live in, I guess. Like, here they come on RedTube, dude. You better put some backup systems on that shit, dude, because it's gonna get crazy. Anyway. So I'm not sure if this is going to fall on us, but I feel like should be an option for us to also hold a holiday here. I'm not opposed to that. So they can stop here on the holiday. Who knows? Maybe they won't want to. I'm doing a lot of assuming right now.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know where they're going in their life, what their personalities are going to be like. They might not want to be bothered. They might be atheists or super Christian. Who the fuck knows? They might be Scientologists in 8 years and not talk to any of us anymore. I have no fucking idea. I have no idea. I'm just assuming that we would then take that responsibility of hosting the holidays over here, right? So they could have a place to go and sit and bullshit and catch up on their life. Except I'm not going to make it uncomfortable. I'm not going to make it uncomfortable. And it's not a shot at my fucking aunt, dude, because I really like her. She's a cool lady. And I'm not saying that because she's my aunt. I'm saying that because she's fucking cool. And my cousins are cool. You know, like they've never been dicks to me. Which, family or no family, that shit means something to me. Like, they've always treated me like I'm family. A lot of people don't do that. Looking at you. You don't watch this. And, ugh, please. Then everybody's like, oh, who's he talking about? Don't fucking worry about it. And if you should know exactly who the fuck I'm talking about, dude. It's not that hard to figure it out. Just look around at the one person who always looks like they're in a bad fucking mood. It shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Ugh, ridiculous. I don't know what fucking crawled up your ass, dude, but smile once in a while, will you? Please. Jesus Christ. So, I mean, I don't know. I thought these are topics were going to translate into bigger shit. And I'm not opposed to holding shit here. I know I said that already. If it comes down to that, I would do that. Make it comfortable for them. Like, I've already told the both of them. Like, if there's some shit that you need to talk about, dude, you know, Jen's told you, I'll tell you, you can talk to us. You know, we're not going to judge you. Best that we can. We're not going to judge you the best we can, because I'm not going to say I'm not going to judge you when I'm definitely going to judge you. You can talk to me about anything, but if I find out you're doing heroin, I'm going to fuck you up. Think what you want. I don't care. Think what you want. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't fuck around. That shit is very fucking serious, dude. You don't pop pills. You don't do dope. I mean, coke, all that shit. Don't do all that shit. And don't smoke cigarettes. Don't be a fucking idiot like me. You know, don't try to be cool. So we'll see how that shit goes. Are we gonna carry on the tradition? I'm not sure. You know, it's a real creepy place in life right now, dude. Because everybody's getting older. I can see it. You know, most people who already have kids, have had kids, are going to have kids, have had children, or are married. You know, I'm like the one straggler left, not married, no children. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I mean, I'm the odd one out. And maybe that's the reason why people don't really conversate with me. Because they're like, oh, you know, what are you doing? You don't have a kid for us to play with or spoil. We don't care, you know? But I mean, it's whatever. It is what it is. You know, I like my life the way it is. I don't want to have kids, not fair to them. I already had the whole conversation. Not gonna do it again. Not gonna do it again.
And action.
I'm being responsible. As much as you might want to argue with my decision, I'm being responsible. Because it's not fair to anybody else for it to be any other fucking way. Honestly. It's bad enough that probably in 20 years, there's a good chance that I may not walk anymore. So what the fuck business do I have? I mean, even if I had a kid right this second, if they're lucky, in 20 years, I'm rolling myself around in a fucking wheelchair. What kind of fucking life is that? Who the fuck wants to see their parents slowly deteriorate? And like not in a normal way either. Fuck that.
Yeah. Amen to that.
No way. I'm not doing that. I witnessed enough people go down to sicknesses and just all kinds of shit. No fucking way. I'm not going to be that selfish.
Not once, not never. Nope. Whose chair is that? Who bought that goddamn chair? That's not my chair. Not my chair, not my problem. That's what I say.
But you know, it's getting creepy. Everybody's getting older. You know, I'm not rooting for a funeral in any sense. But I mean, I think it's around that time where, you know, it is more common for people to pass away from a variety of reasons. So you always got to be ready. I mean, it could be me. Who the fuck knows? So I really should be more careful about what I say on here and how I deliver it, because if I die tomorrow, whatever the last thing I did is, if I uploaded it, is all that you're going to have. Which, by the way, is part of the reason for the uptick in activity. Because I want to just have as much shit up as possible. Now, I'm not saying it's always going to be like that, but, and I'm sure if I died, nobody's going to be like, oh, you know, I'm sad. Let me go listen to some dumb shit that he used to talk about. But you never know. I know it's dark, but this is it, dude. You know, everybody's did their deal, and now they all go back to their normal lives, and I go back to my life, and now this is it. It's readjusting back into regular life, quote unquote, and day-to-day struggle that is life. So, you know, I mean, we got a variety of topics coming up in the future. This, as a matter of fact, is going to be in the future, because I know it's Christmas Day right now, but I'm not editing this for a while. I did some other shit earlier today, and I'm not editing that for a while either. And I know I shouldn't even be recording this, but I thought, while this shit is still fresh in my head, let me fucking talk about some of this shit, which turns out wasn't really that important to talk about, I guess. But I did keep thinking about it. And now that hopefully I brought it up here, it will stop rattling around in my head. Maybe you feel this way in your circle, around your family, possibly your friends. Which, by the way, I don't know how many people have. It's around, I think this time is where you really figure out how many friends you have. And my estimated count is 0. Not a phone call, not an email, not a message, nothing from anybody. So, who the fuck are you? As I say that, creeper, I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't recognize you. And I definitely don't know your name. Ah, brutal. That sucks, man. Well, Danielle, I mean, you got my fucking podcast, not that that will fucking help you. Should have known. Fucking robot.
Bad robot!
Because you got one fucking picture. Absolutely no friends, and you're single. Fuck out of here, dude.
What are you buying?
Fish in somebody else's pond, dickhead. You're not catching me. You know, hour of you talking shit is not going to help somebody get through the fact that they don't really have anybody. But this is why I'm doing this. This is why I put out, you know, podcast highlights on fucking Instagram. Was asking if there was any podcasts that were Christmas related. And I said, yeah, dude, I did a fucking Christmas Eve episode and a Christmas Day episode. He was like, wow, man, that's a lot of content. You know, pound it. And I'm like, yeah, but somebody needs that somewhere, dude. I would have. Do you know what I did last Christmas? I went down to her aunt's basement and I sat down there and I listened to Joe Rogan and Joey Diaz talk for 3 hours. That was more comfortable for me to sit in a basement by myself while there's a whole entire house full of people upstairs watching fucking King of Queens Kevin James comedy special. And we already know where I land on certain issues, and there's no need to have a fucking like 6-minute gag bit. No need for it at all. You're funnier than that, dude. In my personal opinion, I think you're better than that, but whatever. Get in where you fit in, I guess. So I went down to the basement, had a pair of headphones, and I listened to Joey Diaz and Joe Rogan talk, which is one of my all-time top favorite podcasts episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience ever. Just because came through perfect for me, dude. Like, I'm down sitting. I was in the basement before I knew this episode was coming out. And then when it popped up on YouTube, I was like, fuck, yeah. Thank Christ, somebody out there got me. Because when the holidays come around, dude, everybody slows down. Everybody takes the fucking day off or the week off, and there's no content. None. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's jerked off videos here and there, like mine, for example. But, you know, for somebody like me, I have regular places that I go to for content, and it just so happens that every motherfucker takes off around this time for the entire week in most cases. So there's really not a whole lot for me to get through my fucking day. Which is one big part of the reason why a lot of the time I'm in here doing shit of my own. And two, I'm putting shit up now so that hopefully I can help get you through that fucking section, whatever that might be in your life. Be it the holiday, a work shift, a shit. We've already talked about this. A train ride, a bus trip, whatever the fuck it is that you're doing. Whatever it is that you're doing, I'm trying to have your back, dude. And just give me the chance. Maybe you don't like what I got to say, don't stick around. You don't have to follow the Twitter at Laughing Birds or the Instagram at Laughing Birds Pod. You don't have to subscribe to the YouTube page at Jack of One Trade. You don't have to do none of that shit. You don't have to find the podcast on Anchor.fm, iTunes, Castbox, Spotify, or like the 8 other platforms that it's on, including TuneIn, Breaker, and Stitcher. You don't have to do any of that shit. I'm just saying, if you wanted to, the option is there. What do I know? Look, I'm just a guy. I'm just a girl in the world, dude. Okay? I'm just a girl in the world. And I'm trying to fucking remember the rest of the lyrics from, I believe that was Spiderwebs by No Doubt for some reason.
Wrong, sir. Wrong.
Creeping up in my head. And I don't know the rest of the words. Is it? Yes, it is. I think it is. I know the hook is so... I have no idea why I know this. I think she says, sorry I'm not home right now. I'm surfing through the spider webs. Leave a message and I'll call you back. Right? That's what she says? Am I really about to listen to this right now? Christ. I didn't want to do this. I did not want to do this. Wait, is that a different song?
I see you have an eye for things. You'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay, I put this on mute because I don't know what's going to get copy blocked and what's not. Holy shit. And we're not doing that. We're not doing that. 2 different songs. Who knew? What is with this fucking trash? Oh, yeah, it's a completely different song, dude. Who knew? Who knew it was 2 different songs? I didn't know until right now. I did not know. Come on, bro. Stop fucking playing with me right now. Give me the deal. You already know what it is. Come on. That fucking ska reggae era, I think. I just want to get to the hook so I can know what she says. The web you're spinning. I had no idea that's what she even said. Right? I was close. How do you like that, dude? 2 different songs. No idea. This whole time I thought it was one song. But I don't listen to No Doubt on a regular fucking basis. Even though Gwen Stefani is a bad motherfucker. She is a bad motherfucker, dude. And that song with Eve is the shit. I don't care what you think. Let me blow your mind, dude. Come on. You better shut the fuck up. Eve is... Stop it. She's the new generation Little Kim, dude. Fucking sexy. Her rap her ass off. Shut the fuck up. That's a bad motherfucker too, dude. You don't know? You don't know, dude. Stop it. Fuck out of here. So I don't know, man. I don't know when I'm going to edit this or the other one. And we got to get back to the Twitter controversy, which is their terms and conditions. Right? Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, the Screaming one I got. Christmas Eve is taken care of. That hasn't come out yet, but it's going to. And then one of my favorite things ever. If it will fucking play. Take your time.
Oh shit, this bitch got a dick.
It's a shit right there. I love that. God damn it. If you know where that's from, let me know, please. Because I could just imagine a look on that dude's face when he says that, and it must be goddamn priceless. Which, by the way, oh yeah, I said that I already recorded shit earlier today. I'm not editing any of it yet. The video portion of that is already done. So I don't know when this is coming out. We are taken care of all the way up to February 1st. From here on, this is where I take my vacation. And take some time off. The only difference is content is taken care of until February. So even if I didn't make shit from the time that I pressed this stop button until February 1st, you're taken care of. You don't have nothing to worry about. All January is done. First week of February, the first Saturday of February is fucking damn solid. I make sure to take care of my people, dude. I don't like to fuck around. So look, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I've been rambling on for an hour and 5 minutes. See, now I'm already starting to feel bad. Like I shouldn't have said that shit. But it's a legit question, dude. I don't know what to do with that. I'm not even trying to say nothing bad about the lady. You know, everybody grieves differently. I'm not saying anything wrong. I just don't understand. Is there a certain reaction like I'm supposed to have? Does she care? You know, is that her way of making him part of the holiday, maybe, and that's why she's doing it? I understand that. It makes sense. I didn't honestly never thought about that until just now when I just said it. Now it makes more sense. But is that the case? I don't know. I would like to say that I know, but I don't. But you know what? I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out, dude. So I don't know when I'm coming back. I don't know when I'm gonna edit this, but whenever I do, you will know. So don't be surprised if you wind up getting this sometime in February, March. Who the fuck knows when? But just know right now, Terminator Timeline, December 25th, 2019. So for all we know, this could come out next year. Who the fuck knows? 2020, bitch. Make sure you just, I don't know, just try to have a fucking decent life and try not to kill yourself. That's the only advice I can give you. You know, just try. I know it's going to be hard. There's going to be some days where you just feel like tapping out and you can't do it anymore. But it's eventually it's got to get better. It's got to get better. You know, and if this can somehow help to get you through that, I hope it does. Sincerely, I do. I know it's not going to fix your problems, but maybe it'll just stop your brain from overthinking for an hour or however long it is. So, look, man, it is what it is. I want all of you to do well in this upcoming year. Even the motherfuckers that I don't like, that I have problems with, people that can't stand me, I want all you fucks to do well. Just because I don't like you doesn't mean that I'm rooting against you. I want you to have your shit together. I'm just not going to be cheerleading for you when you do. But just know I don't want anything bad to happen to you just because I don't like you. Because unlike some people, you know, I'm not a complete fucking hater to my goddamn core, dude. I want other people to succeed. Even if I'm not succeeding. Which, by the way, I am succeeding. I'm doing what I love to do. And it doesn't matter how many fucking people are here to witness it happen. The point is that there's something I wanted. I went fucking after it. And we are building a goddamn empire, motherfucker. So that's what's important. Don't fucking forget it. Don't let these motherfuckers try to trick you into thinking that it's all about numbers, and because you don't got a million fucking people sucking your dick all at once out of fucking nowhere, like who the fuck you are or who the fuck I am, that's what you're supposed to have. Don't let these motherfuckers fool you, dude. This shit comes from hard work, and if you're lucky, you'll catch a fucking following, dude. If not, fuck them all. Who gives a shit?
Put your hands up in the air, it's a middle finger thing, yeah.
Who gives a shit? There's people that I think are fucking amazing. 90% of people I've never heard of in their fucking life, and it doesn't matter. Because I support what the fuck they do. That's what's important. So, do what you want to do, seriously. Do what you want to do. Support this shit. Don't support it. Hate it. Love it. Just try to get through this fucked up life the best way that you can. Because I know we're all not getting out alive.
But I didn't care. They weren't teaching what I want. I didn't give a shit. It's important in life if you don't give a shit. It can help you a lot. So I didn't give a shit. And I was I was a pot smoker. We did all sorts of unlawful things. And I was that kind of person. I was one who swam against the tide of what is expected and what the establishment wants from us. But I didn't know that about myself because this dream blinded me. This dream was about America, about the path that we all follow, the middle of the road, middle class America, mainstream will dream. And meanwhile, I'm sitting there like this, you know, fuck those people. Fuck that shit. Look at this stupid shit. Pot smoking, anti-authority. See, bing,